live.
Okay, so round two. Let's see how it is, and we're live. So yeah, episode gameplay episode 87. Um, Lots of things to talk about. Arrogant Sony back, subscription service hitting a roadblock, and of course Starfield reviews. But don't forget about the indie darling, Sea of Stars. But let's get to the intros. Morgan, how are you? What you been playing?
I'm good. I'm good. Hope you guys are good. Um, well, really, I've been, especially this past week, I finished Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. That was
Nice.
last week, but that was my first time playing it. Really enjoyed it. Um, only thing is the performance is kind of on PlayStation, but other than that, it was a really good game. Um, Also, of course, started Sea of Stars. Um, about 13 hours into that game. Really, really enjoying it so far. Liking the story. I like the turn based slash actiony combat of the game. Um, Excited. I wanted to play last night, but I came back from work and I was tired and just didn't really feel like booting it up. But I'm definitely gonna do that tonight. Get some more into it. Um, Thinking about platinum in it, like hopefully, but we'll see. I'm just really just trying to take my time with the game because it's really got my attention, and I really like the characters and the story thus far. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Gotcha. And Nate, how's Starfield treating you?
Uh, yeah, like I said, I'm good. Yeah, obviously playing Starfield, but not to be left out that I've also started Sea of Thieves or Sea of Stars. I keep saying that. I hate. I literally hate that they're like that because everybody keeps
That's
bringing it up because of the
because
naming scheme.
you're playing an Xbox game and at the same time, so you're mixing up. you know, you're playing Starfield. You're also playing this, so your mind's kind of in the Xbox zone right now. It's okay. It
Yeah,
happens.
no, you will never catch me playing that trash Sea of Thieves. So,
Whoa.
so
First of
correction.
all, first of all,
Yeah,
that ain't trash.
trash.
Oh
Uh,
man.
but which Sea of Stars is not. Sea of Stars is amazing, and just another perfect example of turn-based JRPGs. Making a strong comeback,
As they
and tons of
should.
people enjoying them. Exactly. Um, we're here to stay. Uh, whether checkers players like it or not, chess players ain't going nowhere.
Oh man.
Hey, look, we all can't play chess, but we all can play checkers. Hey, it is what it is. But yeah,
Talk to them.
Starfield has been awesome for me so far. Um, my only real issue is the performance needs some serious
Yeah.
adjustment. It is all over the place in the GPU mapping. Like it will jump to like 99% utilization, drop to 68%, and it's got like my GPU is just like freaking out because it doesn't know what the heck is going on because you shouldn't be bouncing back and forth between utilization like that. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely praying for either Nvidia or them or someone to figure out where the heck the utilization is going crazy so that my GPU can
Yeah.
stop revving up.
I think
Um,
modders are working on it. Apparently, in one day, they created the OSS or something like that. Like, modders are working crazy
oh
to
yeah,
fix this shit.
yeah. There's already some mods coming out. I reactivated my Nexus Mod Manager account because I already know what time it is. It's party time. You know, uh, the uh, the modders for Bethesda games are in full effect. They
Mm.
apparently already modded a character from Seinfeld into the
I saw
game.
that.
Yeah, I was like, dang, bro. I went to sleep and woke up.
They quick with the shits.
Yeah,
Oh
like
man.
like they are not playing, and that's going to be part of it. I am
Mm-hmm.
happy to say that weapon variety has improved a ton, which was an issue I stated I had on Twitter earlier. But I did say I was early on when I did made that tweet, and I was like, we'll see how it goes from here. So weapon variety has picked up a lot. Um, I still haven't gotten a chance to work on a weapon customization bench. And the new ship that I got didn't have one either.
You
Um,
got your legendary ship.
yeah, I got the legendary ship. So
Ooh.
yeah, I did get it. It's sexy. It is beautiful. Uh, I tore some pirates up in it already. Um, it is wonderful. Um, I will say the one thing that seems that way anyway to me, but maybe it's just me. The leveling seems a bit slow in comparison to the amount of skills that you have. So there's a ton of skills, and then there's 4 levels to each skill. Um, and ideally, it just seems like you really want to be, well rounded in a couple areas. And it's like even then, it seems pretty tough with the speed that you level. Maybe that improves later or whatnot. But yeah, the speed seems kind of slow in that regard. Um, but yeah, overall, like visually, it's been beautiful. Um,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't know what game some of these people are looking at or saying Starfield's ugly. It's really not though.
nah.
But there's, of course, there's certain parts to it, like some like environments, like trees and stuff that, of course, don't look as great. But like, especially like the interior areas, they look really good. And the lighting in Starfield looks really good. And that's just me seeing it off of him streaming it. Like, of course,
Hmm.
I'm not getting his 4K image that he's playing on his 490. Like he's streaming it to me at like 1440p or something. But even when I'm watching him stream it, it looks really good. Like I said, the interior, especially like the ships and when you go inside the buildings and just the lighting itself looks really good. Like there are some parts in it where it can be a little like off-putting looking, but overall, I think they did really good on the environmental design, and the sound design is really good too, and the music.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, um, yeah, just from somebody who's been watching, I think Starfield looks pretty good, and I'll probably be playing it down the line sometime. But yeah,
Yeah, so I mean,
Gotcha, gotcha.
there you go. You've seen it from her, and I was streaming it to her in 1440p, 60 FPS in Discord, so she was getting a pretty good looking shot at it. And like I said, the game has just been enjoyable. I'm enjoying playing it. Uh, I've charted some custom jumps now where I've had to jump from system to system to system in order to get the legendary ship and armor that I got, which ran into like a some large ship in space that I got hailed from the planet who wanted assistance, but I was on a mission, so I was like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna holler at you later." Um, but it's on my map now. It's on my mission prompts, so I can get back to it. So like, I'm loving that. So all the random encounters, the things you could run into, just being out in space. Just it's honestly, it's doing exactly what I wanted. Um,
Mhm.
like I said, it
Question:
would
with the lack
perfectly be
of
there.
transportation on the map on the planet, is that an issue for you,
Not
or
so
you don't enjoy walking?
not so far, but the one time where I really wish I had something was I landed on the moon and there was something pretty far from me, and I was like, oh man, I gotta run all the way over there, and like instead of doing it, I just went back to the ship and I left. So like,
Ah,
yeah,
enter cheat code. Okay, smart.
so in that case, yeah, they definitely need some higher speed transportation of some sort, because yeah, the fact that I was interested in going to that thing and then I was like, you know what, it's too far. Um,
Gotcha.
yeah, so they need to get around that, but
another thing mods will
yeah,
take care of. Don't worry.
Oh
yeah,
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 I feel like that's probably one of the first like major mods they'll probably do is probably some transportation mods, like just putting little
I
different
actually
vehicles for you guys.
they're gonna fix the fluctuation between FPS drops. They're gonna do that. Then they're gonna focus on modding vehicles.
yeah. I mean, you got a ton of people who do different things in the community. One of the a big thing, which I agree with Fox on this. Long hair. Like the long hair options for women are terrible. But Bethesda typically has some of the worst hair options, and that is one of the easiest things to mod in. So they usually have something called like better beauty mods, and stuff like that, which they basically move over. It's like a continuation project from game to game to game for Bethesda games, where they basically you get they take a ton of game hair from hairstyle magazines and stuff like that. Which again, I don't know why Bethesda doesn't just do this. I'm like, why don't you just? There's tons of pictures of beautiful women with all different types of hair. Why not just have
It's not a
somebody
priority,
specific?
bro.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
it's crazy. It's
I
crazy.
swear,
is
I
it?
feel like Bethesda knows their mod community, and I feel like sometimes they're like, we could spend time on this, but I think the mods are gonna
Yeah,
take care of that for us. So
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
we just not.
Yeah.
yeah. A question. I've seen some few pictures of black characters looking well.
No, no, no.
So,
The color, the coloration in our skin and stuff like that has been done really well. Black characters look really good. Um, I've seen I went through the full character creation list when I was making it. So I seen like a lot of them are like pre-starts. So like give you a place to start. So the black characters look pretty good. I'm not mad at that at all. They did a good job on that. There's no real fade, you know what I mean? Like, which is kind of disappointing. But again, modders will fix that. But the cornrows look pretty good, which is saying a lot because normally only like NBA 2K gets that right. Um, and then they have one or two other hairstyles that work uh, fairly well for black characters, so I'm not mad at that. Yeah, all that stuff looks really good. And then, like I said,
so
a lot of the character animations that I've come across have been really well done. One of the main
mhm,
characters, the Sarah Morgan character, that people were, she was cockeyed and weird looking in that old trailer and stuff. Like she looks tremendously better in this one. Her
mhm,
her expressions are on point. Like everything looks really good. Like I said, it's really just top tier for what Bethesda normally puts out. Her eye
mhm.
placement and stuff looks genuine. When she's squinting her eyes or thinking about something, like all that stuff looks really good. Yeah, overall, like I said though, I'm just having a ball. You know what I'm saying? Not complaining on Twitter. About 7 out of 10s because I
We're
really
gonna
don't
talk
care.
about that. I'm genuinely
Um,
curious about your opinion about that, but yeah, this
yeah,
is just the intro version.
but yeah, that's it, man.
Okay, as for me, Sea of Stars have been dominating my life so far. I dropped everything I was doing the second I saw that I could download Sea of Stars,
As you should.
and
Oh man, oh
I
man.
did. This
Let
is
it be known
why.
though, y'all, that's a big thing for Omar because he's got like 50 games. This man has
Yeah.
This is
downloaded like 50 other games right now.
this is why I didn't comment to any big game like a Cyberpunk or Armored Core, cause I knew my focus is gonna be Sea of Stars. After that stuff is done, then I'm gonna focus on, do I wanna play Armored Core or am I gonna finally jump in on Cyberpunk? Well, actually, I should wait for the expansion before jumping in with Cyberpunk, but that's another topic. But yeah, to keep it very quick, very simple, Sea of Stars. That's what I'm doing right now. Let's get to the topic. Before I do so, very quick, shout out to Stage and Outer Nation creator. Sadly, he is missing. So there is that. But yeah, first topic is actually gonna be Sea of Stars, which is why I wanted my intro to be so short so I can talk about it in depth. Look, one, there is a demo on every single platform, I think. So you can try it out for yourself. I personally went in blind because I wanted to have that first time experience, and not gonna lie, I'm having a blast with it. Um, because I'm known to be the quote unquote negative person, I'm gonna be the first one to highlight what's actual positive about this game. One, the music. Oh my god. So I have a habit of playing games, mostly indie games, muted. I would listen to podcast or anything like that if there is nothing happening. If I'm doing what you call it, if I'm farming, if I'm doing this and that. But with Sea of Stars, I couldn't even listen to anything but the music because the music is that good. Like Final Fantasy level good, and that's a high praise. It's so good. It's it's genuinely every single tune I listen to. I'm like, let's go. I'm having a blast. The music is fine. Sadly there is no voice acting, but I'm like, it's an indie. It's a closed mouth studio, I think. So there is that. Between the animation that is great, not animation. What do you call it? The visuals that very great, and also the places that you visit, the type of art style that they making, the humor in the game is there, the seriousness of the game is there. Um, Going to the combat, the combat is a mix between turn-based, but uh, also active uh, movement. Like for example, you hit a button and you do a move, and you need to keep pressing that button at the right time to increase your damage, but also to keep continue doing such move. So there is a lot of character involvement in the game. It's not just like you press a button and you wait for your character to do a move. No, there is actively attacking and there is also actively blocking. Blocking a move does help, and it's the what you call it, the key between life and death at times. Like if you know you're good at
Oh yeah,
blocking,
which I'm not.
there is not gonna lie, there is a relic. Oh, give me 1 second. I'll
Yeah,
let
I know
someone
the relic
else
you're
take
talking about.
over because my battery ran out and I can't hear anyone anymore. So be right back, very quick.
All right, so yeah, so while Omar is gone,
Oh man,
Like Morgan was
me taking
saying,
over.
yeah, you know, the
It's
takeover
our podcast
hour,
now.
a, but
Oh man.
yeah, like you were saying, blocking is definitely vital, um,
Hmm.
and can definitely be the difference between your character, you know, needing to be revived versus you know maybe getting healed or being able to get off that
Yeah.
last attack. Um, I mean, it's honestly been phenomenal. Morgan has gotten to play
I'm
I love
more of
back.
it
that.
than me.
Too
Um,
bad we're still talking.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, no, go ahead, continue.
no, I'm just fucking with you. But I mean, I really like that bit that they've added with the, it gives like a fresh kind of perspective on, I don't, of course, I can't really speak on fresh because I haven't played enough turn based to know if this is something new or if this is something that's been done. But it's at least fresh for me. Um, or it's type of active turn based. I honestly like that because they've made it where you don't necessarily have to do it every single time, which is be active with the attack or the defense, but it does help. And it, like you said, it could be the difference between making it through or them killing your whole party. And I like that. I like that. You can use your mooning attack. You can press it once and just that be it, or you can continuously press X on the controller and keep hitting them and hitting them and hitting them until you run out. And or you could block or not block. Not blocking, of course, you're going to lose more health, but if you block, you just lose a little bit. And I actually really like that about this game. Makes you like an active participant in the combat. And it really it adds another layer to like the strategy of when I'm playing. Like, okay, I'm gonna block this time. Make sure I've only got a little bit of life left. Let me block, and then let me take this item. Let me do this combo because there's combos as well. And I really like the combo. The two main characters have that you can heal. It's a really effective one. I was I was fighting this boss that was getting on my nerves because she had killed me like twice, and I
Which
finally
one?
figured out. I'm not gonna spoil it, sir.
Okay, fair point.
And I finally figured out how to what was an effective way to kill her and her little minions or whatever. And really what made the difference is me making sure to know when to use magic and when to use physical attack, because she seemed to um react faster and more aggressively. Or maybe that could have been in my head, but it seems she acted more aggressively when I was using magic. So I kind of stuck to my physical and was able to kind of slow her down and
Oh,
kill her minions and all that. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a better strategy.
okay.
And
I
then
know
use
which
my
one it
combo.
is.
Yeah. And then use my combo to heal us and keep going. It's like I'm really enjoying the combat in Sea of Stars. It's really good. And
Yeah.
but yeah, go ahead,
Um.
go back to what you were saying, Omar.
Yeah. So I wanna address the fresh comment. He said I suck at timing the block. So
Yeah,
a
me
few
too.
things that you can do that help you. One, there is a relic that you can buy that shows you when you time a block
Yeah,
or
I have
time
that
an
one on.
attack. And I have that on because it's very helpful. I
Hmm.
restock. I wish that was implemented by itself
by default.
and
Yeah,
by default because it only makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
when a game does extra damage or stuff like that, it always is highlighted. So the fact that they left that out, I was like, okay, made it a relic that you need to buy. I'm like, come on. Another thing that I also wish that they just simply had also as a relic or just was normally in the game, help health point for enemies. Like, why am I supposed? Why must I wear a certain ring just to see my health, enemy health?
because they want you to boss it out. That's why they
But
want to. They want you to put that work in, Omar.
it's irritating. But luckily, it's just a ring, one ring that controls the entire party. So that's a good thing. Another tip I can give, and I don't know if most people made use of that move because that's what prevents this game from being hard is don't shy away for waiting for combo 2 and then heal instead of doing damage.
Yeah, that's
Also,
what I do.
make sure to press on the correct button at the healing to get additional health or just flat out full health.
Hmm.
That
Oh, I have a tip, but I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
I made use of this move so much that when you realized you don't need to use flashy moves, you need to prioritize what's important in such moment. Don't risk it and have your party die. Heal. Also, when you want to heal, if you can, wait until all of your party members are revived. Because if you
Yep.
heal and your party member is dead,
Yeah, it's knocked
he
out. It doesn't.
he or
Mm-mm.
she is not gonna get that HP, and when it's revived, it's gonna be at half its HP, and we already know that the what you call it, the enemy, the boss does a lot of damage. Also, another tip I would give is there is a certain move that you can use that almost negate damage for your entire party for one turn. But here's the kicker: if it's only after you get hit, it's negated. So if your enemy attack a different party member, you are safe. You're still having that protection, which I find super clutch. Also, another thing, practice. Practice. Go to a normal mob's enemies and just let them hit you. And when they do, try to block. Wait for almost. It's not always wait for the last second. I've tried that and I've gotten it a few times. you need to practice and see which enemy does what, and from there you you ring it and it works. And the reason I say this because the game incites you to do all these things. It hold it if you wanted to hold your hand, it's gonna do so. There are two rings that you can put on. One negate 30% damage, and the other one, which is helpful, heals you 100% or just 100 HP point after a battle. I'm not gonna lie, I use that ring when I'm farming, cause one, I don't, and I also use the other ring. Why? I'm just farming. It's banter. It's mindless farming. It speed up the farming section. But when I'm just playing main game, I put both relics off, and as for me, I haven't had a moment where I'm like, yeah, I'm dead. I had a close call, but luckily I was able to get out of it. Also, another thing, there is items in the game. Make use of them. It sucks that they limit you to 10 meals. I'm like, come on, give me more. Cause I'm a hoarder. I like to hoard. Also,
Yeah, that sucks. Like, I don't. Is there? I don't know if there's going to be any part of the game where we can increase that inventory. Is it always going to be 10?
I don't know, cause so far I'm almost close. I think I'm over half of the game, and I haven't had a item increase. So I assume that it's for the full game, but maybe I'm wrong. Another thing is understand your character. Not every character plays the same. Some character does one move, some character does two moves. Um, the reason why I'm telling you is because I want you guys to be better in this game because this game reward you for being better, and I experienced it myself.
Here, I have a tip.
Um,
All
yeah, go
right.
ahead.
A lot of the moves that you can do in this game are like proximity. So you can use a move that'll hit one of the enemies, but then it'll hit the enemies that are around them. So what you want to do is make sure that you have the enemies all kind of bunched together, and that's why I use Garl a lot because one of his moves
Interesting.
is to throw one of his moves is throwing an enemy like next to the other enemies,
Hmm.
and it'll give them damage as well as throw the enemy next to the other enemies, so that way you can like use your big moves that hit enemies like near the one that you're actually targeting, and you can do damage on like all the enemies together at once. So
Interesting.
definitely do that. Take advantage of Garl. Throw enemies together. Make sure the enemies are standing close to each other so that you can get like the mass impact on everybody. So that's a tip I would use.
Interesting. Real talk. God is no longer in my party. I don't
Yeah,
care
yeah,
about him.
yeah.
Um, he he used to be useful, but I would rather choose the green one over
Yeah. Yeah, I know
Gar.
who you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, she was badass.
He is not only a badass, he does damage,
Yeah,
a
definitely.
lot of damage, and
Hmm.
all it takes for her to do damage is for you to time it right.
Yep.
It takes a little bit. Also, my critique would be when she goes in her portal. I wish they would take the camera a little bit farther away
I
because there
that's agree. I agree with that, Omar. Yes, I do. Because it's kind
because
of
there
hard to tell, right?
yeah, unless you time it in your head, it's
Yeah.
very difficult to see when she is in the
Yes.
air, how far
Yes.
she is in the air before you need to press the button.
Yep, that's
Because
what I
if
have been.
you
That's what I've been having to do to time it in my head because I can't. Sometimes
yeah,
the enemy's in
yeah,
the way and I can't see her. Yeah,
it's a matter of also audio, listening to the audio. It
yeah,
helps,
exactly, exactly.
and
Yeah,
it's just a matter of timing it in the head. But remember this: each time you do it, it should go faster.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah,
you
she
need
speeds
to
up.
also time that in your head, especially if you want the combos.
Hmm.
The biggest gripe I would say about this game is some boss, some bosses or enemies, they have unexplained uh moves. What I mean by that is they tell you in order to break them, you need to hit them with certain moves, but you only
Yes.
but you only have one turn
Yes.
to
Yes.
do two or three moves.
Yes.
I'm like,
I was the
uh,
same way because I break
how how does that make sense?
break a boss and I couldn't do it. Like I was like, they only gave me one time in order to break her, but you needed to do like three moves, and I was like, how the hell? Like, yeah,
I
it's
I
ridiculous.
understood I understood later down the road that you need to use the bubbles to what you call it to get additional elements
Wait, what
done.
bubbles?
Yeah, I got that, and but still, they tell me I need to use slash and then a hammer, while
Yeah,
at the same
and then
time,
and then sun and then moon. I'm like, huh?
I'm like, I don't have. Uh, am I the only one that's having issue with that?
No, no, it's definitely me too. Because of course you want to break them before they can do their big move, but then you're like, I can't do that all in one move. Like, what the fuck?
So
Like,
what? But
hmm,
they don't give you enough time.
yeah, yeah, hmm, hmm, yeah, yeah, yep.
I
It's a
I
lot.
really believe. Oh, go ahead, Morgan.
No, no, no. I was just agreeing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I really believe this was not implemented well or well tested. Because if I was a tester, I would have showed them like, now, if you want a boss, and this boss is hard hitting,
Hmm.
to be able to be fair, you need to at least give me two or three times to be able to break them. Not one turn,
Yeah, yeah.
because
I just
now you're forcing me to take damage. That's unfair.
yeah, because I just be looking at them. I'll be like, oh my god, I only got one turn. I'm just sitting there staring, like, well, I guess I gotta choose. I guess the hardest move I can do or something, because I'm not gonna be able to
The
break them.
hardest
So shit.
in 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 certain times, the hardest thing that you can, the best thing that you can do is use the bubble. The bubble protects you,
It so
and then you take
is the
no
bubble the
damage.
who is the
But
bubble
that,
the girl's move?
sorry,
I haven't used her move. Who has that move? The bubble is that old girl?
the bubble is the blue lady.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
She
yeah.
get she gets a skip. No, you
I
should
didn't
have
even.
it.
No, no, I do. I do. I just haven't used it yet. I haven't even thought that's a good. I didn't even think to use that if I couldn't break. That's actually smart. I probably should have did that.
Because this bubble
Yeah.
not only bubble you up, but it also heal you up a little bit.
Yeah, and it heals
Uh,
you. Yeah. Damn, why didn't I do that? Okay, I'm gonna do that next time.
But that's the thing. That's what the thing is. That's how I'm trying to explain. You don't
Yeah.
need to always just go damage, damage, damage. You need to pay
Right.
attention.
Right.
Um, I mean,
Uh,
my face is tired. So there you go. Mass Effect 101. Okay, so uh, as you guys can hear, I'm gushing about the game because I'm loving it.
mm-hmm.
Do I have gripe with it? Yes, I just specifically talked about the boss battle and how cheap they can be. But why so? Because I want to be able to break them, and I want to be able to dictate my own. If I'm losing, I want it to be because I suck, not because the
Right.
game is unfair. And
Right. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. To the point where I was like able to go to bosses like 20 levels under and still beat them. Like it was just because it's so well balanced. If you use the strategy correctly, you can still win the fight. So yeah, Persona 5 Royale for those who haven't, jumped into JRPGs, definitely get into that. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Shout out Dr. Path, Game of the Year.
like for example, Octopath
Hmm.
plays very different from this.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. And I was
Hmm.
definitely one of those people before I met you guys and started doing playing turn based. I was one of those people like, I had this idea of what turn based was in my head. And in my head, like they were all the same. And I wasn't interested. I didn't want to do any strategy. I was just like, nah, that takes too long. I don't have time, I don't have patience. Like I don't want to do it. I don't want to really get into it. Uh, it just seems like that would just not be fun for me,
One
blah, blah,
one
blah. And
second, 1 second, Morgan. Apparently,
oh shit, they can't hear
uh,
you, Nate.
they can't hear you, innate.
I fixed it.
Okay, sorry about that, Morgan.
Oh no,
Continue.
you're good. You're good. But yeah, I was definitely, like I said, one of those people. So I mean, I get the mindset that they're coming from because it's like if you just haven't played it, then you just don't know, and you're just kind of going off what you see and what you hear. And I would just say to those people, just be open, just be accepting, to new things. Try it out. I mean, you may not like it. It may be exactly what you think, and it's not your cup of tea, and that's perfectly fine. But I
Hmm.
would say, give them a try, especially like Nate said, Persona 5 Royal is definitely the best game I think to be like your first kind of step into like a real turn based
Mm.
JRPG. So yeah, give it a try.
Yeah,
What
like,
also helped
yeah.
with go
Go ahead.
ahead,
Well, no,
innate.
I was gonna say that a big reason why what one because I've seen somebody suggest this, and some people do really gravitate towards it and they like it. But a big reason I don't actually suggest something like Dragon Quest 11 a lot of the times to people as their first one is because Dragon Quest 11 is super traditional turn based JRPG, and
Simple.
it is kind of, yeah, it is kind of what people think turn based JRPGs are. Like it's overly simplistic, but if you're into the what people get into with that kind of game is like the world and the characters and that sort. Um, and it can be punishing. It's got those traditional boss spikes where you go from beating everything's ass to all of a sudden you're like, oh god, and you gotta go really put in the work. But
Mm.
like Morgan said, Persona 5 Royale kind of gives you some leeway with that, and you can really just work the elements, get specific persona to really help you out and get past certain things. Like it's so much more dynamic in allowing you a lot more choice, which is why I do that. And then of course also it is also a AAA level JRPG, which aesthetically I understand is really big for a lot of people as well. So that's again a big reason why I suggest that over something that's super traditional like Dragon Quest. Um, it's just because it could be overly slow for people, and something like Persona is really riveting. The art style is really crazy. The music is insane. And it really just gives people a really solid introduction to all different types of mechanics. Again, another one that Morgan really noticed, the baton pass, which lets you go crazy in Persona, and things of that nature. So it's just, I don't know. There's so much to it. And then now, of course, people are also seeing it from other standpoints. People are getting introduced with something like Sea of Stars being on, both Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, and things of that nature. So people are getting exposed to it, but um, yeah, just take your time with it. And like you said, they might not like it, right? Like I told you, I'll be the first person to tell most people, do not blindly try Baldur's Gate 3, right? But you know how people are, right? Because
Oh
Baldur's Gate
yeah,
3
that's a
scored,
disaster.
yeah,
That's a disaster waiting to happen.
well, exactly, but it scored high as hell. So what do people do? They freak out and they're like, "Oh, I must have to play this game." It scored a 96, and at one point it was a 97 on Open Critic. Like people were
And they
going
buy it
crazy.
and they regret purchasing it. I got you.
Exactly. So yeah, just
Um,
be thorough.
uh, Very simple. Which is, what did I say the second I start talking about Sea of Stars? Before mentioning music, before mentioning anything, I said there is a demo. Play the demo. How hard is it for people to play demos? A
Yeah.
demo can show, even if it's not the actual representation, at least you have a first-hand experience. You don't need to rely on third parties, other people, even your friends, what a game is. Your own experience gonna tell you this is for you or this is not for you. This is why I advocate that Armored Core needed a demo, or even Baldur's Gate
I'm
needed a
definitely
demo.
pro demo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely for it. I mean, very rarely do you end up with the Forspoken thing where they did a bad demo, where it actually caused detriment, and then people got a hold of the game and realized, it was really awesome and they had a lot of fun with it. Um,
Mm,
but for the most part, yeah, Octopath did an amazing demo.
yes, it
Um,
did.
Sea of Stars had a solid demo. They really showed you the mechanics. I mean, it really just introduced
Live,
you. They gave you just
live,
a taste.
Final Fantasy
live, live,
16
Yeah,
live,
had a
16.
live,
demo.
had a demo. So yeah, we are in a generation
You're
where
botting.
demos are a thing.
You're botting.
But for some
You,
reason, people
Omar,
almost like,
Omar, you're
yeah,
botting. You're botting.
wait, am I
Okay,
botting?
it's like trying to balance out, but for some reason you like, yeah, you started.
Okay, what about now?
I mean, I can,
You're still
yeah, I can still hear it.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna turn it up and turn it back on.
Hmm.
okay. But go ahead with what you were saying, Nate.
Yeah, I forgot because because he like went on a rant and it was just like
Yeah,
What about
it
now?
murdered. No,
you still
you
botting.
still sound terrible.
Am I still back? So what am I supposed to do? Let me
Oh
see.
man.
Probably try
I'm
leaving
gonna,
Discord and closing it entirely.
yeah, because I'm not the one hosting.
Okay. There. Oh shit. Well, it sounded good for a second.
And now?
Okay, you're good. You're good.
Okay, I'm good. So I was just talking about how I find it very weird why people don't just try demos. Because demos, it's cheap. It's not cheap. It's free. Yes, it costs time. But if you're on a fence, demo is your best friend. But yeah, I've been talking way too much about this. I wanna hear other people's opinion. Morgan, what's your thought on what I've said about Sea of Stars?
Everything you said is like to the T, basically, of how I feel. Yeah, the critiques you pointed out were the same critiques I had about, definitely about doing their what's the move? What are these moves called? Like their action moves. Um, how sometimes, like you said, it's time to where you need to hit the button at the correct time so that you can repeat the move and do more of it so you can do more damage. But sometimes the way the camera's set up, you can't really see your character doing the move, so it's hard to get the timing right. So I just wish, I don't know, maybe if they kind of like do like a I don't know, like maybe like a black screen or something where it's only the character and the enemy, so that you can kind of see what's going on. Or I don't know what kind of trick they can do, but yeah, it's definitely hard to see who is where your character is when they're jumping around or when you're trying to do your move. So I definitely agree with that. Yeah, music's great. I had to turn it down a little bit though because it was a little loud for me. It might be my
Really?
TV. Yeah, it was like a little louder than the audio, but I could
It
just
Mm.
was
I
pretty
could just
loud.
fix it in the settings, so that's not a big deal. But other than that, I do like what I really do like that they did with the game is the way they were flowing from like the pixel art onto like the little cutscenes that they had. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
um I was like, oh, okay. Like I wasn't even expecting it when it happened because I didn't play. I don't know if it happened in the demo, but I didn't play the demo because I already knew I was going to get it. And they said the demo didn't carry over, so I was like, nah, I won't start it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the way the pixel went to the cutscenes, I thought that was really cool. I was like, oh, and it was really pretty too. So that was cool. And um, yeah, it seems like a lot of you know, the because I know this isn't technically a Japanese RPG because it's not done by,
Yeah.
but it seems like those kind of like games are like moving to like the I don't want to say Final Fantasy started it because I certainly don't know, but the whole
Are you talking
rings
about
and
the
relic
rings
thing.
and relic? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you can kind of tune it to what you want. Like you put this and equip it or not. At least with this one, it's not taking up slots like the Final Fantasy one did, which kind of made me mad because it's like you can, you only have a certain allotted slot or
Okay, fair
whatever.
point.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
not bad.
helping is, are you using it?
No, so the health ring does
Hey.
take a slot. Oh wow, I didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't notice it because I just know because the only one I have equipped right now is the one that shows when you
Block.
you do a correct block or attack,
Yeah.
and that one's just an on and off switch on that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one I like because I was like, I can't tell if I'm doing this right. I can't tell if I'm making contact or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoyed that one. Like I agree with you, Omar. That should have been like defaulted, like because it's like how can you tell either way, like if you're actually doing it or not. So yeah, that should have been defaulted. But other than that,
I think the
yeah,
fact that they
I'm excited.
realized you need the feedback and they give you that
Yeah,
option, I think they realized it was needed.
yeah, probably like yeah, midway through, they're like, you know what, we got it. It's hard to kind of tell if you actually let's give them something so they can kind of see. And I was like, yeah, it was definitely needed.
Real
Um,
talk, very quick, Morgan.
yeah, you're good.
I may sound arrogant with this one, but I truly believe this one was rushed. The
The whole
reason why
game.
the reason why I say it because there is so much love and care in this game, yet core things like the move where you can't see the characters anymore, and then bosses being unfair. That shouldn't be a thing unless it's not tested, and
I
they
would I
didn't
would
have
I
time
wouldn't
for
say
it.
it was rushed. I would call it an oversight because the problem is you gotta you gotta realize like when you're cooking something, sometimes you don't realize you're too deep in it and you don't realize
Mm-hmm,
like oh this is gonna be great, people are gonna love it, and then when it
mm-hmm,
finally gets out to the
So is it
public
not
and they only
tested?
see it, it's not that they're not tested though. You gotta remember the person even testing it is working with them. So
yeah.
like hey, we want to achieve this thing and we think this is great. Then it gets out to the public and everybody's like there's a big, point when people are like, "Hey, this was a really big misstep." Like and that is where I think more so modern gaming lends to, hey, potentially we could correct this, right? Because it doesn't take, much for them to potentially correct some of these, right? Elongating the time that it takes for, you know, the monsters to execute their skills, right? Like, could be a big
Mm-hmm.
solution for that. So I wouldn't say it's rushed because apparently they took their time with it. They had a ton of money, which several, I don't know how some of
Yeah,
these
the
devs,
Kickstarters.
yeah,
Yeah.
but some of these devs pointed out like, hey, they had way more money than a typical indie, and they took plenty of time. So I wouldn't say it was rushed. I think you're just seeing an oversight. Like I said, sometimes you just don't see it till you step back. You ever seen like a painter paint something, and then they finally step back and actually look at it as a whole? and then maybe sometimes they see it, and sometimes they get the second and third opinion, and they're like, you know what, y'all are
Yeah.
right, that it does look like that, you know. So I
I
think
mean,
that's what you're seeing.
it's the same thing when when you're writing something or you're tweeting something. You know what you want to write in your head,
Mm-hmm.
but then
Mm-hmm.
you type it and you're like looking at it and you're like, okay, it says exactly what I want to say, and then you press send and then you see where you messed up or
You
you
messed
misspelled
up.
something or the
Yeah.
grammar is wrong. You're like, fuck,
Exactly.
damn it, I reread this like 3 times, bro, but you still missed it. And it's just sometimes you're just like, and they say you're just too close to it, and you just kind of can't see it. Like you think it's something else, and you're just like, other people who are maybe like you, who are innate, who are more, you know, I would say,
Observant.
yeah, more observant, and more about JRPGs, and what's good about them, especially turn based, what's good, what's bad, what you like and what you don't. So it's easy for y'all to see where something's missing or what's something's messed up. So I think that's just kind of what it is. But I think they can maybe tweak some of that stuff that we're pointing out, with the
I
patch
might
or
too.
something.
I might too. I'm genuinely curious because real talk. The first time I talked about it, and you agreed with me in sense of you had the same issue and in it as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So clearly, it's not amazing
No, it's
because
not.
we're all playing the game. Um, very quick. Anyone here from you backed up the what you call it? Um, what do you call that yet? When you ask for money to create a game, what do you call that?
The
I forgot.
Kickstarter?
Yeah, Kickstarter. Anyone backed up?
Nah, I
No,
honestly
because
didn't.
by the time I knew about the game and I saw it, the Kickstarter was already closed. I would have
Yeah.
definitely
Okay,
donated if it was still going on though.
okay.
Yeah, would
So
you know
the
this was
reason,
under the radar because Kofi missed it. Kofi missed the
uh,
Oh,
Kickstarter.
yeah.
So
so the
yeah.
reason, so the reason why I'm asking is because shout out to them. There is an area in the game where you're very close to visiting. Um, it's called the crypt,
Mm-hmm.
and if you go in, they put your name on it with a gravestone, and I think it depends on the money that you have spent. There, you have either a small gravestone, a mid-size, which an actual character gravestone, or a larger size, which a more awesome gravestone. But nonetheless, they took a time out of their day to create that, and I absolutely love them for it.
No, a lot of
You
a
said
lot
It
of
it has like
devs
the
do that.
it has like the people who donated names on it or something.
yeah,
Yeah, based on the
Well, that's
amount of
cool.
money, the
That's
yeah,
amount of
cool.
money you spent and stuff.
and there is a way to find your number. There is
Mm-hmm.
an NPC that you talk to him, and he
Oh, that's
say,
cool.
"Do you wanna find a certain number?" And you can press on it, click on it, and then type in the certain number that you want,
Mm-hmm.
and you're golden, baby. Um, the the reason why I'm saying this is because look, a lot of not always you see that, and when you see it, especially when they take the time of the day to create like a mini like what you call it, a graveyard, which I enjoyed. I truly love it, and I'm genuinely curious. The not NPC, the avatar, was that chosen by the cartel, or did they create it? Because it's unique. There are dogs involved, there are actual family members, there are lovers. Like it,
Oh,
it,
that's cool.
it flat out fantastic.
A lot of the times in the Kickstarter thing, they're deep in creation. So a lot of times they'll come up with a way to do it and then ask the community how they like it and go about it in that way. So most likely that's what they
Mm,
did. And because I'm getting a ton of, I'm telling you now, as someone I supported both games for the upcoming Kickstarter for, or not upcoming Kickstarter, but the upcoming game that are the spiritual successors to Wild Arms and Shadow Hearts, the Penny Blood and I can't remember the other name, the Wild Hearts one, the Wild Arms one, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I supported both in that Kickstarter, and I'm getting a ton of updates. We're like, hey, this week, we all took a break and we came back and we redesigned this character and we made these changes, and this is
That's
gonna happen.
dope.
So like,
So
you get
transparency.
yeah, you get everything,
Mm-hmm.
like truly
Okay.
like dev by dev, hey, we had a meeting and we all decided that we wanted to make these slight changes when we were making the turn-based combat here, and we wanted to make a dynamic change here, and like you're getting to see all the stuff that we like, as we have kind of played games for so many years that we want to see the process. So that's where that stuff kind of comes in, and most likely they'll send out stuff, because I get alerts all the time in my email that are like, hey, dev update such and such. And then, sometimes they're
Mm-hmm.
like, we really would love you guys' feedback here. How do you guys like the changes that we made here? We want to hear back.
Yo, I
So
like
yeah.
that one. I
So
like that one.
again, it works really well, and there are various ways to do that. Obviously, things like early access, right? Which recently, what did we see that in? And which was Baldur's Gate 3, 2 years of early access, where people literally feeding back to them. But the key again, which a lot of big publishers and big studios like Blizzard don't listen when they get the feedback, and they piss off their fan base, and the game isn't as great as it could have been. Like, these games are products of showing you, when you listen to your fan base, people who are actively supporting you, you can come out with something that's really, really amazing. So yeah, that's where a lot of that stuff really comes from.
Mm-hmm. Um, what's this game name? Miasma looking real good. Okay, sorry about that. Very
Yeah,
quick.
I know that B-roll be hitting.
Yeah, the reason why also look, we're close to an hour and we're just talking about one game. And I know we should move to the next topic, but real talk, I would rather celebrate and highlight a game than just talk about news. But if anyone have anything else to say about Sea of Stars, go ahead, do so. Otherwise, we're gonna move to the next topic.
No,
No, I think we're good.
it's yeah, we pretty much said it
Going
all.
once?
It's been great. The only thing I'll say in the future for either JRPG inspired games or JRPG games in the future, just just make it a toggle, man. Like, accessibility features are and accessibility menus are very, very
Mm-hmm.
prevalent in tons of games. So if you think it should be an accessibility option, make it one. Don't make it a ring. Don't make it a thing in the game. Just make it
Thank
an
you.
accessibility option with a toggle
I
button. Thank you.
I have no issue doing so. Like I
Mm-hmm.
have no issue with other people having less issue with the game than me. Like good, good on them. They wanna use the relic. Perfectly fine. No issue with that. But make it a relic. Don't make it where I need to wear it.
Yep.
And that also goes for the health bar. I shouldn't wear a ring to see my enemy's health bar, especially in a turn-based RPG.
Yeah.
That's a no go.
Yeah, I've definitely
Um,
I've definitely seen skills where you can execute it, or like stuff like that, or auto skills, like stuff that takes place after you upgrade your character, and it's a path you can take in order to make it visible. But yeah, you shouldn't have to wear something for that.
yeah, very quick. What's your thought on how you are allowed to choose additional points in your character after an update, after a level up?
Um, I like it. The only problem I really have is there's no real way to understand how your character is going to pan out and how important that's going to be. You know what I mean? Like all magic might just be in glass cannon going crazy might be enough. Like, I mean, you're kind of just feeling it out as you are kind of going along, and you're like, well, this character dies too fast, so they need more HP. Okay, I'd like to hit a little harder. Like, you're just kind of honestly, you just kind of end up creating a well-rounded character ultimately. So it's cool, but at the same time, it's kind of pointless, because honestly, they should have just leveled everything up equally across the board anyway. Um, because that's essentially what you're going to end up having to do anyway. At some point, you have to put HP. At some point, you're going to have to put mana. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to be able to execute certain skills if you don't, and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So it's like, I kind of just feel like they should have just balanced that rather than putting it on the person. But At the same time, it doesn't bother me, but yeah,
Are you talking about when you level up?
yeah. When you level
Yeah,
up,
when you
yeah,
level up and you need
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
choose
it's
your
always
skill point.
hard to decide. I'm like, man, I need some help. Ooh, but I also want mana.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But I want strength.
But
Ooh.
eventually you need all of it,
So,
right?
I
So
Yeah.
yeah,
one of the reasons I really hate is random. I'm like, I need mana on my character. Why can't I have put mana on it?
Mm-hmm.
Why not have me to choose? Why not have the option to choose any stat?
yeah. Instead of
Why must
limiting
it
you
be
to
a
Yeah,
the
I'm about to
pop
say,
up.
certain
and then
stat?
on top of that, you're right. It's the select ones that they
Now you're
decide for you.
randoming me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should have just let you select it individually, not make it like a
I
gotcha
guess they don't
moment.
want somebody to just go full force on one thing. I guess.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
potentially.
I think we talked enough about Thief Stuff until we do a spoiler cut about this one. Cause real talk, some certain bosses I really want to talk in depth about them. Cause at some point in the game, the difficulty spike actually a thing. Very quick, any thoughts about the puzzles of so far? Because it's very easy, there is no issue with it. Because I heard, I show you the guys the tweet. Later puzzles are
Oh, I'm not there yet,
uh,
so that's all y'all.
rough. Me neither, so I can talk about that. Okay, let's move on. Going from happy to actually sad news. Apparently, there is video game industry might actually go video game voice actors could be the next to go on strike. I'm gonna combine that with another one that apparently a strike is actually gonna hit Santa Monica, not Santa Monica, Insomniac. Whether that gonna affect Spider-Man 2 release date, I can't say. But clearly, where we are right now, AI, a lot of AI talk, and people are not happy, and they're trying to prevent it from being a thing. And Nate, what's your
Yeah,
thought? Have you heard about it?
yeah. I mean, I heard about it. Also, Spider-Man 2 is actually done, so it's not gonna affect Spider-Man 2.
Done, done, done.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. That's
hopefully.
yeah. Like recording and stuff would have been done forever ago. We're way too close to release for that. We're literally in release month. That's not
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be
about
a
to say
thing.
like they polishing right now, like finishing things up, tightening things up, all that kind of stuff. Getting the next probably because they're probably gonna have a state of play before getting stuff like that done. Like you know
Exactly.
we're past that. I would be worried about Wolverine. you know.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa,
Okay,
stuff
so
like
yeah,
Oh,
Wolverine.
the
yeah.
stage is talking about the future project of the HQ. Okay, thank you for
Hmm.
correcting me, stage and Nate. I'm all good.
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, yeah, I mean,
but
obviously, I kind of figured it was coming. I don't think the discussion is going to be as bad for them though, because they 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 kind of have a thing that they already go through already, right? The problem with movies and stuff is that uh, they never created a system that benefits the actors beyond beyond television is the problem. So like when you're used to like say
Yeah, they
you
never really
act
had a union like that.
say like back in the day you were on, I don't know, Morgan loves The Office, right? A lot of people love The Office. Those people are still
Hmm.
getting residual checks from The Office because when it would play on TV, like the network is basically paying out residuals to air that show. It's not usually super expensive or anything, but after you've done so many shows over the years and these things are playing on Lifetime or where Oxygen or wherever they're playing on, um, you are getting these bunch of residual checks constantly. So while the network was benefiting still, something like Netflix, right? Say you were in Stranger Things, right, and they paid you one time, you don't get residuals, no matter how many times I watch Stranger Things, because they never
okay.
created one for a streaming service. So
Mm-hmm.
that's really the problem that's kind of coming down now, at least as far as the actors. that they're losing those residuals. The other problem, of course, is also it's a combination, right? And this is what makes it crazy: is writers. Writers obviously not being paid enough for their work, and then you're in competition with people testing out and playing with AI and things of that nature, and like basically they need to solidify and secure their work to make sure it's not being tampered with via either voice AI or Chat GPT writing stuff. It's getting real messy, and that's the thing. They're basically trying to clean it up, and be like, hey, look, these are respected works. Writers and stuff. AI just can't quite do what we do the way that we do it. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? It's not going to tell true stories. Um, Not to say you wouldn't get something out of it. I mean, at one point people wouldn't have dreamed of, filming a professional level movie or TV show off of an iPhone. You know what I mean? And now there's several shows that have been filmed off of iPhones only, which is super weird to think about. And honestly, unless they told you, you wouldn't know. Between editing and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, like I said, it's really just about ironing out the money, because while places like Netflix and stuff are benefiting like crazy and the CEOs are getting paid stupid amounts of money, and these networks are benefiting tremendously, they're trying to pay the actors and so on less and less, or find ways to cut them out. And that's literally the job of the union, is to protect all that. So yeah, you're running into that. Like I said, I just don't think it would be as bad for the gaming industry, only just because um, everybody else is kind of all right with where they're at. Like,
Yeah.
writers are clearly getting paid plenty, because Alana Pierce has been very vocal about her not needing to even need her Patreon now that she works for Sony. Like, she didn't
Mhm.
even need that.
And Insomniac, they're
I
always
didn't
voted
see
like,
that. But yeah, good on her.
yeah, Insomniac's always voted like the best place to work too. Like I'll always hear it. I always hear nothing but positives coming from Insomniac employees and the environment that's created over there. So I wouldn't be too worried about it, when it comes to
Yeah,
PlayStation. Hopefully,
like a lot of the
knock on wood.
well, a lot of the issues I pointed out are exclusive to streaming and stuff, right? And movie industry
I
stuff.
would be surprised though if it happened to Activision.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
we're gonna talk about topic like the streaming service and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But yeah, okay.
because they don't get residual, because it's never worked that way, right? You don't air a video game. Like, it is what it is. Like, you get paid to come do the
Mhm.
job, to record your voice, and they pay you worthwhile based on the work you do right then, right? Now,
Mm,
obviously you could set something up, I mean, people like Leonardo DiCaprio or whatever, he's confident in his work. So, he'll be like, "Hey, I don't want to get paid up front like that. I want to let's say you were going to pay me $20 million up front. How about you pay me $5 million,
Mhm.
and I get residuals based off how
Yeah.
well the movie does in theaters, because I know people are going to go crazy for me."
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
So you gotta be a certain
If you
level of
have a
actor to be able to
following, if you
yes,
ask
have
for
a
that.
mass following, then yeah.
yeah, exactly. They,
Hmm.
like Morgan said, you got to be a certain level to get to ask for that, right? And that's the key, right? But this is also more so for the people who are not the Leonardos. You know what I mean? The people who are, I forgot what the guy said. It's a specific type of actor, but basically he was starting to get to this point before COVID. He said, where he would get consistent roles, and now everything's just kind of like they're starting to do a lot of stuff via vidcast, so they're seeing a way more people than they normally would. So he was getting to a point where he was knowing people in person and they were seeing them, but now they're seeing so much stuff that it's harder to stand out. um, so he's like, yeah, he had a role in something and he got paid like 11 grand, but he was like, then he didn't work for the next 9 months. So he's like, yeah, it sounds awesome that I made 11 grand, shooting this one season or this one episode. And I only worked for 3 days and made 11 grand. But then he's like, if I don't work for the next 9 months, you know what I mean? Then it's stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of gaps and holes in acting that a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
don't really see, right? And then it's like he said, if I also then have to work a 9 to 5, how am I supposed to work on my craft? The way someone like a Robert Downey Jr. does, who's already a millionaire, you know? So of course, they're
Also,
top tier.
voice acting is important. Like,
No.
Voice acting bring a character to life.
So it is important. What I'm saying about that though, as it pertains to video games specifically, is that there's already like a known quantity in that, right? Like there was never a setup for residuals. You see what I'm saying? Unless you negotiated that personally
Mm-hmm.
in your contract. That's what I was talking about. Because
I got you.
video games are not aired, they're bought. So any
Mm-hmm.
residuals you would get would be based on the sales of the game or potential DLC, but you would again have worked that into your contract. But most of them get an upfront amount to do the work, right? And then you get it appropriately. But again, these are products of needing to do your get between you and your agent or whoever manages you and stuff like that. You know, you see a lot of things where people go, you know, this person wasn't paid enough to do this, that, and the third. Honestly, that's their agency's fault. Your agency is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be there with you from day one, you know, knowing what you're worth and getting that, you know, for you to do a project. Um, you know, like Jennifer Hale, right? She's super famous voice actress. She voiced, at least most famously to me, you know, Fem Shepard in the Mass Effect series. Well, gradually over time, she got more and more famous. And over the time that she did female Shepard, she got paid. She got paid more and more. Um, you know, to she got paid, you know, more and more to do the voice, right? She got better and better at it. The games got bigger, right? You know, if you were voicing a character for like GTA or something, right? Everybody knows GTA is mega, right? So they should be paying you in accordance to what they know this game is, you know, essentially going to do, right? At least in accordance to the amount of voice acting and work that you're going to do for the project. If you're the main character in the next GTA, you know what I mean? Obviously, this should be big, right? So I think that's just more so what it is about managing expectations and stuff like that. And then also, obviously, the big thing, like you said, is protecting their voices. In this case, from the fraudulent issues with AI, uh, which we all seen it coming. I don't know what they'll be able to do to really, honestly, stop it or to come out with an authentication method to make sure this was actually voiced by them or whatever. They're gonna have to figure out something to. I mean, there's fake sneakers. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
somebody walking by me with a pair of fake Jordans on, I'm not noticing. I'm gonna be like, oh, they got some Jordans on, and they're gonna walk by. That's kind of the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's when something's big, there's always gonna be a fraudulent way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what people do. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, that's just where they're gonna run into the trouble. But I think it'll be less of an issue for them. Um, it's just there's a lot to iron out, and it's just messy. But yeah,
Okay.
I'll let you guys go in on that one. I will be
Um,
right back.
Morgan, what's your thought?
Yeah, I just I agree with everything Nate said. I don't really have anything to add to
Okay.
that, but yeah.
Okay, got you. The next topic which Innate ran away from,
No, he definitely ran.
because he knew I'm gonna bring up
Hmm.
Starfield withholding reviews copies
Oh man. Oh man.
from
Oh
the
no, trust me, I'll speak on
Guardian.
that when I come back.
Oh,
You just
oh
got to give
man.
me a
Oh man.
minute.
He
Oh,
popped back
I
come
in.
ain't got
back,
no
Yes.
come
problem with
Oh
that.
back.
man.
Okay, so before you come back, I'm gonna wait on him. I'm gonna talk about something else.
Okay.
Very quick, what topic to talk about? Oh yeah, very simple. About the closure of a gaming studio by the
Hmm.
name of
Was it
um,
volition or whatever?
Noisy Pixel.
Oh.
So these are the Saint Row developers. Volitation announces the closure effective immediately. A few weeks ago we talked about, or a few months ago, we covered the disaster that was Embrace's group deal that went up in flame. And we heard that they made a revision and canceling project and stuff like that. And then this week we hear that the Centro studio is closing permanently, effective immediately.
Hmm.
We all know how Centro was received.
Yep. Not too
My
well.
I haven't played the game. It's on PlayStation Plus, so
We gonna get to play it now.
I'm gonna play it. Not. now because I have shit on the other game to prioritize.
Mhm.
My question is this move strictly because of Saints Row not doing well, or is it because of the deal itself?
Right. It's always, questionable, or, the questions always asked when, companies make acquisitions, what's going to happen. Some of them make acquisitions to keep what they buy, and others to kind of like weed out. They buy companies and they just weed out like what's considered the weak points of it. The parts that are draining funds and not really bringing in them in. So it could just be, I don't want to speak on it, to say anything definitively, because of course, I have no idea. But maybe they were draining resources and not really bringing them in, because I'm sure Saints Row, the new Saints Row, I'm guessing it was a pretty big project, and took a lot of money for the developers, and so maybe a lot was riding on this game, and it's bringing Saints Row back, and its spiritual successor, and it was a popular franchise, when it came, when it was at its height. So maybe a lot was riding on this, and then with its critical reception, and they announced like it wasn't selling well. Um, maybe that was just like the last straw, like yeah, and like yeah, exactly like Sage is saying, Saints Row, it kept getting pushed back, and when things get delayed, that's money.
Also, their fan base
It's not like
wanted.
that's a pause.
Sorry, you cut off.
No, no,
I
no.
thought you was
You're good.
done. Sorry about
You're
that.
good. You're good. You're good.
Their fan base wanted Saints Row to go back to being serious,
Right.
but instead of doing that, they went back to the whole dildo
Yeah, the
shit
silliness of
show.
it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but I do also believe that 2 million has something to do with it. The deal.
You believe who?
Yeah, I believe it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
They got screwed over, and um, well, a stage. You can be a not generated GTA clone. Look at a game like Sleeping Dog. It's amazing. Would you say that it's a GTA clone?
I think he's meaning like more like the generic type, where you don't really take any of the good parts of GTA. You just kind of just you take what you think people like about it and you make it worse.
I mean,
Because
you could always make it put your own spin on it. You
yeah.
could, because they tried to be serious with Saints Row 1 and 2. I never played them. Um, the thing
And on
about
top of that, Sleeping Dogs had a great story. It had a good,
yeah,
deep story with it too.
the thing about what you call it Saints Row is right wingers thought that it went uh to walk, and they voted with their wallet,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a slippery slope. Um, you wanna developers be creative and open minded and all that jazz, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, you gotta know your audience.
Yeah, you definitely do.
If your audience are unhappy with the changes you made, then at some point you gotta sit back and think, maybe I shouldn't go that far. Maybe I just should just make a game and keep all that other stuff, just put it in the background. That's no issue.
Yeah.
Like a lot of games, not a lot of games, almost all of the games have issue with politics and stuff like that. Look at Final Fantasy 16, the
Which
definition
is on the
of
screen.
politics, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but it still did well.
Mm-hmm.
And well, all I'm trying to say is it sucks that's happened. Um, we've seen it happen with developers for Forspoken,
Yeah.
but with them they actually got absorbed. But with this one, it's a total layoff. So I hope everyone landed well on the feet, and um, if it turned out to be just because of the 2 million deal, that's a scummy thing from the company. And I wish they would have handled it better. If it's because of the result that the studio have gave them, then suck to sucks. I gotta say that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
Um,
You never,
go ahead.
you never want to, it's not a happy topic to talk about, people losing their jobs, but, there's definitely, I've seen a lot of course, the gaming community come around and, show the postings for different places. I've seen Insomnia, uh, that's why acquisitions can be
What
scary.
again?
Yeah.
You're batting.
Oh, I am. Oh shit.
Yeah, sorry about that, but go
No, you're
back and
good.
come back. So I will wait, Morgan. I do understand you saying everyone comes to ground. I know that is that was taken away from.
Omar, yeah, I can't say something because I can't hear you.
Yo, 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 yo.
Okay, there you go.
Was almost like a period where you couldn't hear me.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't hear you at all. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead, try to talk. I am butting
Oh,
now.
oh, is it? Okay, Stage says it's good. Okay,
Okay, so I should be good too, right? Okay, so he
yeah,
can hear us both. Thank you, Stage,
appreciate it, Stage.
and thank you, Chat, for being so patient with us. But yeah, going back to the topic, go ahead, Morgan, continue. You were talking about how it's
Yeah,
sad that happened, but luckily, uh, Insomniac could open their doors up.
yeah. I've seen Insomniac and other studios open them like, hey, we have job openings. So if you're all looking for work, we got you. So I think that's always great when the gaming community and the devs come out and support when other developers have unfortunately like lost their jobs. But I was like saying, it makes me kind of wonder what the other projects are like. What's like, they're working on the next 2 years, and I'm hoping that we get another Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm just like, oh,
Oh,
I
that
know, right?
one was amazing.
It was so good, right? And I'm just like,
It was.
ever since the acquisition, I'm just like, are we gonna get another one? Like, if this,
Remember, it was a sleeping hit. It was a hidden gem,
yeah.
but I
Hmm.
don't recall it making money.
That's what exactly, Omar. That's what I'm saying. It's like, are they gonna look at the numbers and be like, well, it was okay, it did okay, but it didn't do enough for us to green light a sequel. I'm gonna be so upset because that was so good, and I
It
would love another one. So it's
should
like, Yeah.
Give me a second.
Okay. Wait,
I'm
you sound
gonna
good.
close.
Wait, you sound good. You sound good.
I sound good. I'm closing all
Yeah.
my windows and see where we are.
Okay. Yeah, you sound good now.
Oh, shoot. Are we still on air? Let me check very quick.
Did you close down our?
I closed
Oh no, we're still live.
the live stream. We're
I
still
think.
live. Okay, so even though I closed it, it just innate need to end it. Okay, I see you. I
Mhm.
closed it by accident. That's why I was like, oh, I screwed up. I screwed up
Yeah.
royally. But luckily we're good. Yeah, so going back to it, I'm happy. Moment like that where I love that the industry support itself.
Mhm.
And yes, sucks that studio is closed down, but luckily there are people that are opening their doors up so that people can come in and yeah, find a job, which
Yeah.
I'm very happy about. Anything else about this topic before we move on?
Mm, that's it.
Okay, then the next topic will be so I wanted to cover. So I'm gonna talk to you, and if Innate comes, he comes. If he
Okay.
doesn't, then when he comes back, then we're gonna open it back up. Which
Mhm.
is um Starfield got an 87 on Meta. So far, so good.
Mhm.
However, we saw, if you're on Twitter, that they didn't give review copies to a lot of outlets, and not some
Yeah.
random ones that nobody knows about. No, The Guardian and even Eurogamers didn't receive any.
Yeah. Metro.
And
Mhm.
even YouTubers, such as someone like
Skip.
Skip, he didn't get review copy. Oh
No.
man, I don't know what's going on for me to bot or not bot. I'm gonna
Okay.
go
I
back
don't, I
and
don't
come
know.
back.
I don't know if you're moving a wire or something because you got good again. So I don't know if you're like moving. YouTubers from getting review codes, which is very interesting. Um, allowed to get a review code, right? But they weren't allowed to give it to their, I guess, their kind of parent company of Eurogamer that reviews games. That was kind of weird. And then Metro didn't get one. Skill Up, very popular reviewer on YouTube, didn't get
Can you hear
one.
me?
Yes, but you're botting
Okay,
a
but
little.
continue. Take over.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Okay, you came. Okay, you're good now. Um, no, I was just trying to talk, so it wasn't quiet. You're good. Go ahead, Omar. I was just giving the introduction
No,
like you
no,
were.
no. You're doing great. Continue.
Okay. Yeah. All of this just seemed kind of sus. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's not unusual for publishers or developers to decide to give codes to certain outlets or reviewers and then not others. Like that's not it's not a rare thing, right? It happens all the time. Survivor was blacklisted for PlayStation, so it's not a Xbox exclusive thing, but it was just weird at the amount of reviewers and the sort of the fact that they were just these bigger outlets too, which just made it weird. I don't know if they thought that would help the Metacritic score by not giving it,
Absolutely.
at the end of
Absolutely.
the at the end of the day, those even if someone's blacklisted, they're still going to be able to review a game, and it's still going to go to Metacritic, right? It's just going to go at a
It's
later
gonna
date.
wait, but here is the thing:
Hmm.
people focus on the first 24 hours.
Right, exactly. That's when it's that's when the big buzz is about it. Like, oh, what's it gonna get? What's it gonna get? And everybody
Yep.
kind of settles in for stuff.
If Starfield gets a 75 or maximum 80, because
Hmm.
truly that's what I believe the game is gonna go in on.
You think it's gonna go down? Oh man.
Mostly because from what I've seen, and also because from how disingenuous reviewers are.
Hmm.
Because you give. So here's the thing. At what point do you excuse a certain publisher because that's how they always used to be? Because people say that this is Starfield is the best animation uh, uh, by far. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, but we have studios like Naughty Dog, like Santa Monica, like even Red Dead, Rockstar, pushing the industry forward with their NPC and how realistic they are. And then you look at Starfield, and I'm like, you're a few generations behind. Can you update yourself a bit?
I mean, I think it's a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're still on that freaking creation engine, and it's just so
But
outdated.
that's not our issue though.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm not trying to use it for
No,
them as like
you're
an out
not
card.
defending it. I got you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just explaining. I think that's why a lot of it just looks out, even though it definitely looks a lot better than like say like Skyrim or the earlier or Fallout 4 or Fallout 76 or even how it looked a year ago with their first gameplay presentation or whatever. It looks it looks better than it did. But I think just the fact that the way everything looks is just due to the creation engine. And Todd Howard already said that what is it, Elder Scrolls 6, they're going to be using like a brand new engine, like Creation Engine 2 or something like that, or something like that.
Hmm.
So it's going to get like a revamped engine. Like they've they're realizing this engine is basically pushing it to the limits. Like it's outdated. It hasn't been really tweaked or anything since they first started using it for like freaking Skyrim. So it's an old freaking engine, and I don't know why they didn't utilize a newer engine for Starfield, but I guess it kind of is what it is at this point.
I have a
But
question for you.
yeah.
Insomniac did the
Hmm.
2081, right?
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Hmm.
They literally updated and gave him muscle formation.
Yes. Yeah. Miles Morales had muscle deformation. Hmm. And the remaster. Yeah.
So they're constantly, just because you have an engine doesn't mean you can unlock new stuff. And with but here's the thing. Yes, I don't know if it's DLSS or whatever that that was giving you the ability to give you muscle deformation. What I'm trying to say is, how long have passed? 10 years from their last game, Skyrim?
Yeah. Like Siren was like what, 11 years old or something like that.
Yeah. So they
Skyrim
Yeah.
had
launched in
enough.
2011.
Yeah,
2011.
they had
Okay. Yeah.
11 years to update their engine.
They
Or
said, look, if
you
it
know
ain't
your
broke,
if you know if your no clearly no their engine is clearly broken because they rely on mod that much.
yeah.
Okay, so let me
Listen,
ask you this, Innate. What is Skyrim and Starfield and Fallout without a mod?
I mean, I can't say it because I mean I love Skyrim originally without mods, so it was awesome.
But
So was Fallout.
the
So was
NPC
Fallout.
will, yeah.
Yeah, I had awesome experiences on both. I own the
Mm-hmm.
game. I own the games twice over for that reason. I own them on console and I own them on PC.
Mm-hmm.
The mods only enhance the game for me. The core, if the core game wasn't there, like it wouldn't do it for me. That's the same thing like I
mm-hmm.
told you with Starfield. Right now, I'm having a ball. Like, yeah, there are
Mm-hmm.
things that I expect people to fix because I know, because I am experienced in this stuff, that I know can be done better. But they're also not like game breaking. Like, yeah, the hair selection sucked, but I mean, that's something really easy that, if them creating more hair would have taken more resources and been more of a detriment and meant that there'd be more bugs I'd be running into, then yeah, that'd be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Okay.
it wasn't. So,
Okay.
also for the
So
record, it's been bug free for me so far.
mm, going back to it, what's your thought on Bethesda withholding reviews from certain outlets,
I
or
think
rather withholding review copies?
I think they were absolutely stupid for doing that because regardless of whatever happens, they still didn't get some 90 or some crazy super high score. The score is perfectly fine, to be honest, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what they were hoping to get out of it. And
I
ultimately, those
truly
scores
believe
are going
they were
to.
hoping a 90 out of it, which was
I mean, I don't.
prevented
That
by.
would be remarkably stupid and underhanded for a group of people, a group of incredibly intelligent people to even think that. But regardless, like I was saying, uh, ultimately those scores are going to show up on the Metacritic regardless. So now
Mm-hmm.
everybody has access. They obviously all would have just gotten the early access, and now instead of having 2 weeks to do the review, they have a week. So because most of them are going to try to get it out before the official launch goes
Yeah,
live.
before the official. I didn't think about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now they have
They're
even
gonna
less time.
rush. They're gonna rush, and they're not gonna give a game a fair chance. I would say.
And then they're gonna see even more people upset. Like, oh my god, you said
Yeah,
you only played like 15 hours. I'm
Yep.
like, now whose fault is that?
Exactly.
like to the point. Here's the thing. They with this. This is the game that Xbox fans were banking to succeed, even though Starfield was never once was their IP. Only because Microsoft bought Bethesda, all of a sudden it's an Xbox IP. And they needed this game to be a 90 plus so they can rave about it.
Well, I mean,
But
okay, so
they're actively.
let me reframe this for you because I get it what you're going for, but I'm gonna explain how much that doesn't matter. So before we got on the podcast, I was talking to Morgan. Her sister went out and bought a Series S so she could play the game.
Mhm.
That's all you need to know. Her sister plays about 5 games a
And I
year.
highlighted that. I said that's a great thing. You go where the games are.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's how irrelevant that is. She doesn't know what the Metacritic score is. She doesn't care.
Oh, on that end. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
But you need to
she
also
saw
see.
a game, a single player game
Oh
that
yeah, I forgot
looked
to ask her. I
that
forgot
looked
to ask her
interesting
what made her
with the
get it.
trigger. Yeah, but
Yeah,
she
I
ultimately
gotta do
saw
that.
it in some form or fashion, triggered her to immediately
Yeah,
go and make a purchase.
yeah. Just a PSA, y'all. I'm disowning my sister because she went out and bought a Series S to play Starfield. So
Just say it's a joke so
she's
people don't
no
take
longer
it
related.
seriously.
I've called my parents. They're cutting her off. The whole deal. It's happening.
So does she need to find a new place to sleep
Oh
now?
yeah, oh yeah. Like she getting kicked out. Like she still gotta pay that rent, but she getting kicked out. Like it is what it is.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Oh man.
Um. Okay. But yeah. With Starfield, the reason why I say that is because they need that Metacritic score to hit.
Yeah, but you're talking about like everybody wants the Elden Ring effect, right? The 90 something. Oh my god, holy shit! You got to play
The
this game,
Border Gate
right?
effect.
Yeah, exactly. The effect of the 95 plus score,
Wait,
right?
hold up.
Oh
One
yeah, the
second,
Zelda.
Nate. Viper, you didn't miss it. We're still on. You can come in. We
I'm
have
gonna
a
say,
few
oh no,
topics to
I'm
talk.
missing it.
But yeah,
Go ahead.
like I said,
Yeah, they were hoping for their Zelda.
yeah, they were hoping for that Zelda, that 95 96 score. But at the same time, you don't. This proves you don't need that. Like I keep telling people, the problem with the reception is Xbox fanboys who are overly obsessed and worried about every little thing besides playing the game.
Yeah.
You hear my
They
impression of this game
actively
versus them. They sitting here talking about worried about what Dustin and Ligiri and all these motherfuckers that work at IGN worried about. Yet I'm over here telling you about how awesome it is, and I'm flying around the galaxy, blowing shit up, finding legendary ships, and having a ball. That's the
Yeah, I was
difference.
having a good
but
time
you're
just
playing a
watching,
game.
watching the Nate play and getting like he was getting hype, I was getting hype. I was like, oh, look at him, he's having fun. Like, like like if they were just playing it and focusing on the game, they wouldn't care. Like and they said they wouldn't care what any of these people, the IGN people, the anybody would have to say. By the way, a 7 is a good score, so I don't really know why they're upset by that. But they wouldn't care. Who gives a shit? The game is out for most of the people who are complaining. Like they have the premium edition. Play it. Just play it. Don't worry about who gives it a 6, a 4, a 2, whatever. Just play the game, enjoy the game, and I guarantee you get sucked into the game. You won't even be on Twitter like that. You won't even be focusing on people what the negatives of what they have to say. I mean, people were talking all types of shit when Horizon Forbidden West came out, talking about, oh man, it's overlooked. Oh, Elden Ring's here. Oh, nobody cares about that game. It's a one and done. No, like it's getting overshadowed again. I didn't give a shit. I was chilling, playing Horizon Forbidden West with Aloy, with my little glider, going off, killing motherfucking robots. I didn't give a shit. Okay, y'all have to
Exactly.
stop being so sensitive when it comes to Metacritic and caring so much about what those two fucking numbers have to say. Like, oh man, I needed to be a 93, a 94. No, you don't. Like, you already told yourself, you already pre-ordered it. You've already seen the gameplay, the clips, you looked at the trailers, you've been watching the behind the scene dev stuff. You already know that you're interested in the game and you're gonna buy it and you're gonna be there day one. So why does that score matter? Like people get so obsessed. Like it's fun banter, but at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking
Yes,
matter.
yes. You said it. Keyword banter.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I take it. Like, you already know I wanted Forbidden West to be a 90, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never hit that. But have you seen me stop mid game just to tweet out, oh man, why isn't Forbidden West a 90?
Oh no, why isn't it? Like, no, I needed to be a 93 for what?
Or did you watch me play the game and be and having a blast? And when I'm done with the game, then I started talking. Okay, too bad this is not a 90, but for me this is game of the year.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's always about validation,
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
validation,
why are you under
validation,
people's
validation.
Twitter complaining and telling them, "Oh, I think your opinion's wrong." It's
Lady,
it's somebody's opinion. What
I
the
have
fuck?
seen it. I'm not
Exactly.
gonna name name. I'm not gonna name name. I'm just gonna let you innate. I'm not gonna name name. That person is tweeting so much about Starfield and how it's amazing, and that person didn't even finish the tutorial.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I saw
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Yet that's one
Like, yo,
hour in. Yet that person is saying about how amazing this game is.
yes.
How are you gonna know that the game is
I'm
amazing
like,
from 1 hour?
so you wasted time, listening into the IGN space to be upset. Watching the review, going to this person's Twitter, reading what they had to say, and then writing your long ass reply. All that time that could have been spent playing towards Starfield that you only got an hour and so in. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like,
Even went with in a
why?
beef with the
Why?
reviewer. Like what
Why do
we're
you
doing.
give
Like
a shit what this person has to say about a game you love?
Facts.
Why?
thank you. Like shouldn't you be, playing? Like,
You should be
Nate,
in the fucking
like,
stars, being a pirate or whatever path you decided to take, doing what you want to do, getting lost in the game as you should be. Like, why waste precious time talking to somebody whose opinion you're not going to change? They
Like-
decided what it was. They gave it a 7. At the end of the day, you can't. There's nothing you can do to change that. It's done. Let it go. Move on. Play the fucking game. Like I don't understand this
But
shit.
this is the shit
Yeah,
we get
like
on them about
Sumo.
because we keep getting on them about playing the. Well, funny enough, matter of fact, it's funny you should bring Sumo up because meanwhile, while Sumo likes to mess with people all the time, he
He's
actually
playing it.
plays a bunch of the games. He actually played Ravenlock and beat it while they were still talking about it. And saying they were having a bunch of talking points and I think the game is amazing and this, that, and the third, and if you think it's not, then you don't know what you're talking about and blah blah. He liked the game, but he also beat the game. A lot of them that were talking about the game hadn't played the game that far and then tried to tell someone who beat 3 bosses in the game that didn't like it and found it overly simplistic that they were wrong. But they played the game. Like, this is the problem. Like, they constantly trying to control the narrative and people's opinions. It's like, look, if somebody played something and they're not feeling it, I got no problem with that.
I tried Ravenlock. I couldn't get into it. I had to put it down. I was like, no, it's not
Which
for me.
game?
And I get that.
Ravenlock.
They were
Which
going
is
were going crazy over
issue.
it, but yeah.
But the thing is, Sumo is the perfect example. I literally saw a tweet from someone talking about Sumo how he is forcing himself to play the game just so he can talk shit about it.
Yeah, but like
deep.
people aren't even talking shit like that. Like, how many times have I told you I have tried to start Ori and the Blind Forest about 400 times? I think the game is beautiful. I think it deserves all the 9s and 10s that it got. But every time I play that game,
it's not for you.
You're not a platform gamer.
I'm not a platform
No, you're
gamer,
not.
and I don't like side scrollers, and it's both of those. So look, I've accepted by now that it's just never gonna happen because I literally fall asleep at the controls every time I try it.
How dare you? That's an insult.
I'll be,
But I get you.
yeah, like it's just not my jam, and I'm cool with that. That's why when I tried Hi-Fi Rush, I played it for about 20 minutes, and I shut it off and deleted it. And I was like, look, that was a wonderful game. It looks amazing. It played really smoothly on my PC, 60 plus FPS. It was beautiful. It's just not a game for me. And I was bored.
Not for you.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I cut it off.
That's okay, but I haven't seen you talk about how the game is boring or the game is
one thing you won't
shit,
see
or this or that. Like, you played it.
a Nate doing is talking shit about a game he don't care about.
But you don't
Facts.
even
Ain't got
need
the
to
time.
talk shit. You play your game. Like, how you gonna have just 1 hour or one hour 40 minutes and say the game is amazing?
If I was as hyped as like the people who were, the fanboys who were talking about this game claimed to be, I wouldn't have been on Twitter. I would have been on Starfield like the second it was live. And it probably wouldn't have seen me for about 3 or 4 days because I was just in it, making my character, getting my ship right, picking the path I would chosen, getting with the faction, like all that type of stuff. Like, to be worried about a fucking score and worried about the guy who gave it a fucking 7, which is good.
You wanna know?
Who cares?
Morgan, let's not go far away. Forget Twitter. How many times did I say I'm game player? Let's not do a show this week. Let's just game.
Yeah. There's many a times we skipped the week because a game came out. We're like, okay, we're all Final Fantasy 16 came out. I'll say we're all playing that. We're gonna skip the podcast for this week. Like, okay, cool. Like, the games come first. Like,
exactly. But look, where has Fox been since you teased her about making sure she got on launch day?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's been on that PC. I've heard her a couple times. When she's taking her breaks eating or something. But other than that, she's on that damn Starfield like
day
full
in
force.
and day out from the jump.
I doubt she's even seen the Metacritic or even knows about the guy who gave the 7. Like, I doubt she even gives a shit.
She don't know none of that.
That's how you should be.
I have a question. Indiana Jones, is that coming to PlayStation? Because I just saw PlayStation. Or is that early? Because the videos ended early.
It's probably old.
Because they said it wasn't coming to PlayStation, so no.
Yeah.
And now he's watching Stellar Blade, which I would not be surprised this game is delayed.
We need to figure out where the heck. I would say at this point it's definitely delayed because we haven't heard
Yeah,
anything.
absolutely.
Unless we, well, no, because that's in Tokyo, so we won't hear anything there.
I have
But
absolutely no issue with it being delayed, but be upfront about it.
yeah,
Don't
maybe they're
hide
trying
it.
to see if they can get it. They can squeak it through at the last second, but
Possibly.
may probably not though. I'm guessing it'll be early 2024, mid
Yeah,
2024.
yeah. By the way, very quick. Hey, we got a wild viper in the
Viper.
house.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Oh man.
So yeah, shoot. Say your shit. What's your thoughts on outlet media not getting review copies from Bethesda for Starfield?
Hey, they gonna do what they do. Because they know that shit was janky. But look, like I said, like y'all been saying, if you like the game, go ahead and play it. Um, you shouldn't be on Twitter like throwing up gang signs and shit trying to get people to like it. So
Not gang signs though.
like Starfield, you know what I'm saying? No,
No, that's exactly how they're moving though. That's so funny. Yeah.
um, not the people not getting review codes. Well,
Not
I,
not normal people, but like important people. I say important because normally they always get review codes. I'm talking Eurogamer, I'm talking The Guardian, Metro, not some random bumblefuck where you don't know who he is.
well, they didn't hype the shit to holy hell. As soon as it gets into a credible outlet's hands, it ain't gonna look too good. I
We,
guarantee you, people that they skipped aren't gonna give it a. They're not even gonna give it a 7. It's gonna be lower than the 7.
we seen it. We seen
Oh
it with
damn.
the
Yeah, I was gonna say
7.
that.
Michael, what you call it? IGN needed to do a space to talk about why they gave it a 7. Like,
I feel like they shouldn't
why?
have even
Oh,
done that.
I have a
Like
question. When have we ever seen a company does a space to say why did we give the game a 10?
Well,
another exactly.
this
Exactly.
this ain't the 90s anymore, where you got credible outlets. The issue is, and I know it's been said before, a lot of the fanboys who grew up in the 90s and O's now have those journalistic jobs, and they're going to run it the way they run it. So and that includes, you know, people at IGN. And what happened was somebody got in their feelings when people said, why'd you give it a 7? And they did a space, and I'm like, yeah, it's unnecessary. So even if they gave it a 9,
Wrong
and
move.
somebody hopped in a space and said, well, why'd you give it a 9? And if it was a credible, you know, like a big publication, and I don't know why they would do that.
Um,
Social media.
I, I'm mind boggled that he even went on a Twitter feud with that person only for at the very end to block him. Like, why waste your time? You
Yeah.
know who you're dealing with. If you
Yeah.
play the game,
I wouldn't even bother.
if I was a reviewer and people came at me, I'm not spending a single second on you.
Nope.
I'm sorry, I have games to play. I don't care who you are.
Hey,
Like, you're a nobody for me.
check this out. So I took a peek and see it about how many people I blocked and how many people I've been blocked by. And you know, I don't mess with nobody. I don't do no console worship. I just post my trophies and I keep it moving. I blocked about 350 something people, but I've been blocked by almost 1,200. And this
Damn!
I like to do. This is what I like to do though. I like to go read opposing people's posts and then side with the people who go against them. But I don't say anything. I just hit the like button.
Oh my god,
Ah,
Viper.
because I
Oh,
never seen you say something outrageous.
exactly. No, here's what it is. If somebody say, for example, if somebody says Starfield is the best game on earth, right? And I go under that post and I see somebody say it's straight trash. The graphics, I like that post, and that's how I get blocked.
Ah, that's entertaining. For me, I don't know how people block me. I don't know how I block people. In the past, I was way more active with spaces and stuff like that. I used to block people. Back then, I didn't block people. I found it a sign of weakness.
Uh,
But after that, I started blocking people because it's almost like It's not a sign of weakness, but like weed out the stupidity in your in your area, and just I just want to game more, dude. I
Yeah,
don't care. I'm not like if we love a game, that's cool. I have a podcast. Come in. It's an open podcast. If anyone want to join in, hit me up on Twitter, and I will give you an invite to come talk with us and chop it up. But if you want me to invite you just to argue with you about the game, I'm like, no, dude, I have no time for that. I have games to beat.
yep.
Which,
Actually,
at the very end, if let's say you were hyped about Starfield, yeah,
yeah,
and the game is a 60 on meta, would you not play it?
dude, I played Sword and Fairy 6.
Exactly.
So
I
all the
feel
way
sorry for you with your 40 game-breaking bugs and glitches. Oh my
I
god.
that shit like a 4 or 3, maybe even a 1, but I was like, I'm determined to get through this bitch.
And
So
you did, and you did. So yeah, very quick. What did
yeah.
you miss? Okay, so you haven't been playing Sea of Stars, so you, even though you're a 10 base whore, you haven't touched
Not
that
a
game,
turn-based
which
whore. Oh my
which
god.
come on, he said it himself. I'm just quoting him.
Hey yo.
Hey, I'm quoting him. It's his own word, not mine. Battery talks now. You're missing out. It's a
No,
great game.
well, that's the point though. Like I said, even though remember when I said due to the PS Plus pricing, I was gonna temporarily put down the Trails series and go the Legend
Hmm.
and well, I'm sorry, the story in Zero got really fucked up towards the end, and I got to see this fucking series all the way through. So whatever I didn't
Wow.
is just done. It's lost, and it sucks because this guy at 2 is one of them. Because I got 3 through 7, but I wanted to play 2 before doing those, and I'm gonna just miss out on 2 and just skip it and go to 3 through 7. But I plan on doing the Trails of series probably all the way through till Christmas. I think that's when I'll probably be finishing up that series.
Got you. Okay. So very quick. A different topic. We go. Oh no, very quick. I want to hear from your thoughts. What's your thought on Saint Row Dev closing down?
Well, I never like to see any people who make games go anywhere. I don't care if it's the I don't even care if it's Bethesda, a team I don't like. I don't want to see any of them go anywhere because they have games for people that like those games. Even if it's not for me. So the fact that they closed down, it's sad. I bought Saints Row, even though I haven't touched it. I probably will never, but I'm gonna attempt to get to it. Um, However, the more games available I'm selfish. The more games available out there means I can comb through and get what I want. And if you close down the studio, whether I care about it or not, that's less games for me. So uh, I never want to see anybody close down. I don't care how sorry they are.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Okay. Going in. We're gonna talk about subscription services hitting a roadblock. Um, Give me a second. Sony and Microsoft are dealing with subscription deals with publishers are getting smaller, and it's hitting indie publishers hard. Looks like Game Pass and PlayStation Plus deals aren't as lucrative as they were once. We actually saw that with twofold. The first one is when Xbox announced that Phil Spencer announced that consoles numbers for Game Pass have been almost like tagged. They've reached their limit.
Mhm.
While on PC it was still going strong. And on a PlayStation front, a few weeks ago, a week or two ago, we heard that they're no longer going to share the numbers. but that's also coming with because of the fact that they just uh, made the price. They made the price. They increased the price for PlayStation Plus. But going back to the subscription services, Annette, what's your thoughts on them hitting a roadblock? And do you think that's temporary or it's over? Honeymoon phase is gone. Morgan, your opinion then.
Wait, ask the question again.
Okay, so game subscription services.
Hmm.
The honeymoon phase is over. What's your thoughts on that? They're no longer
Good.
as lucrative as they were once
Good.
before.
That's my thoughts to that. Good.
Okay,
Like,
good. Do you think
mhm.
that's a temporary thing, or do you think it's over?
Unfortunately, I still don't think that they've plateaued yet. I still think they're going to keep trying with the subscription services because that's a continuous stream of revenue. Unlike games, which, especially because, they really make the most on first party, but, first party comes maybe 2 times, 3 times if you're lucky in a year. So subscriptions give, companies this continuous stream of revenue monthly, right? So, that's very lucrative for them. And I honestly, unfortunately, the subscription age is here. I don't know how long it'll be to stay, but if they keep making profit on it, I don't see it changing anytime soon. Um, they said they had their most profitable quarter when it came to subscriptions like recently for PlayStation. So we'll see what this price hike does. For most people, unfortunately, like people who are casuals who subscribe to PlayStation Plus, they don't even know about this, right? They don't go to Twitter and they certainly don't go to the blog post that PlayStation decided to hide the price hike on. Um, so they don't really know about the situation with the price hike. So they probably won't even notice or care, to be honest. So it's at the end of the day, unfortunately, I don't think anything is going to happen negatively. Maybe a little hit for them, but I don't see it being huge.
Hmm. Okay. Nate, you hear? Okay, so did you hear what I asked, or do you want me to ask the question again? No, I'm talking about subscription services hitting a roadblock. Price hike comes next. Can you imagine playing it on the phone? Gotcha. Oh yeah, what did they do? What did they do with Starfield? They stopped the $1 subscription.
Oh yeah. Let me go ask her.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Yeah, she said a
Hey,
YouTuber that she was following, that she subscribes to, was talking about the game, and she saw it, and it made her want to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, even commercial.
Buttergate. Buttergate is the definition of that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Viper.
Yeah, even commercials don't more because we don't have cable. We block the ad.
Exactly. I rarely see commercials because
And we have ad blocks, so we don't do that
everything that I'm
either.
subscribed to, whether it's YouTube, Hulu, whatever, I have the it's always the no ad tier that I get because I hate ads. So I
So,
rarely see commercials.
so it's very simple. Look, I'm not saying buy every game. Absolutely not. I would be a hypocrite because I don't do so. I'm not even say that you need to buy every game day one. No, support what you like, and it's genuinely okay to buy something that later down the road when it's in discount. No one is telling you anything otherwise. But to but but to rely on subscription services, whether it's PlayStation or Xbox, for a game to come to your platform, like Sea of Stars, as much of that what you call it is on all platforms, that's a rarity. Not every game is gonna be like that, and um, I not every game is gonna be like Sea of Stars. So support what you can. If you have the money, support it. Like it's your hobby. And we've seen what happen when you don't support your hobby. One, a studio's gonna care less, publisher's gonna care less, and you're gonna see a lot of closing, a lot of downscaling in games, a lot of we're gonna do that, and others gonna work on it, mother gonna fix it, and stuff like that. Um, Viper, what's your thought?
So subscription services. I've been subscribed to PS Plus for about three and a half years now. Um, it was not my primary source of gaming. It never was. It never will be. I'm like the cat in the hat. I will not play it in the boat. I will not play it in a moat. I will not play it on a plane. You know, I. It's a supplement to the stuff that I buy. As for how long it lasts, everybody knows VCRs, became real popular in the 70s, and they didn't start declining until the 2000s. That's a 33 something year span to have a life like that. Um, and then Blu-rays and HD, players came about. Actually, yeah, DVD was out for DVD was out for quite a bit, but a lot of people are hoping that the subscription services will have a lifespan like the VHS, when it's more going to have a lifespan of 3D TVs. 3D
Mhm.
TV came out and was gone in like a year and a half.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I bought a 3D TV. I was pissed.
Oh man.
Oh, I
He said I
feel
bought into
sorry
it.
for you.
Oh
You fell
shit.
for the hype, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And as quickly as the 3D TV, that's what the
Am I the
price.
only one
Damn.
that didn't
Oh
buy
no,
one?
I didn't get one. Shit. No, my parents definitely didn't. Mm-mm.
So we.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Okay, it's not too
Then
bad.
okay.
I paid about 1,200 for mine.
I'm about to say Bible
Well,
probably got the premium, yeah.
nah, man, that's legit. That went to the drain, didn't it?
Yep. So for subscription services, and it another thing is y'all been saying support the hobby. I'm not gonna lie. There's been some games on PS Plus where I was like, all right, I'm thinking about buying it, and y'all know I bought some trash shit before. So
Mm,
without PS Plus, I would have bought all those trash games. But because PS Plus was there, I was like, I'll add it and see what it's like. And then I tried it. I was like, nah, glad I dodged that bullet. But with that, so it was a blessing and a curse for me. However, I don't mind buying a trash game. I don't mind giving that trash game to somebody else who may want it. If I don't like playing it. I never like subscription services. Like I said, there's a supplement. Whenever I can get my hands on more games, I'm like this hobby is very selfish to me. It's all about me. If I could get more, if I have access to more, I'm all for it. If it's less, I'm not for it. So
me, myself, and I. Isn't that right?
yeah.
Um.
Mhm. Yep. Everyone.
Yo, Disney, mm-mm-mm. $10, bro. Like what? I was like, yo, come on, and Hulu. I was like, bruh. Oh yeah, I'm about to cut. I'm about to cut. Netflix. And it's right when you about to think you like, you know what, I probably should, I'm not having looked at Netflix in a minute. Let me cut it. It's like right when you think that, it's I swear they got like a tap on our phones. Because like right when I start thinking that, that's when they put another show or movie out that I want to watch. I'm like, damn,
In the top 10.
they got me. They got me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That top 10 to get you every single time. And it'll pop up notification. Here's a movie you may like. I'm like, fuck, you right. Yeah, their algorithm is good. They're really good at suggesting. Mm, mm-hmm. Right, right, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like every time they get a good series, man, it comes like it's like a phenomena. Like when what was that Squid Games came out? Yeah, everybody was on that shit.
Also, investment pays off, eh? Look at Netflix with One Piece. They broke the curse for the longest
Yeah,
uh,
the curse that they started.
anime.
Really.
Um, I mean they did, but hey, at least it's
They said,
broken
look,
now.
something, some shit's got to hit the wall eventually. Stick, you know.
No, but hey, Netflix is doing so much numbers. I mean, One Piece live action is doing so much numbers.
Oh,
It
yeah,
actually
I'm gonna end up watching it.
surpassed whatchamacallit, Stranger Things. That's how
Oh, did
good
it?
it is.
You sure?
Yeah, Netflix is doing so much numbers it surpasses. Uh,
Wait,
I
did they say
think
that?
the season. I think the season, season 4 of Stranger Things, but
Oh,
not
okay.
not the not
I
the
was like,
entire
wait, the series
thing.
as
Like,
most watched? Hold up.
give me a second. Let me. But
Yo, not
real
me looking
talk
it up
though,
on live on the
it
podcast right now. This man fact checking. Oh man. Okay.
it is doing numbers. That's for sure. Um. Yeah, so One Piece is currently number one in 84 countries on Netflix, surpassing
Okay, okay,
the
okay.
record uh, the record set by Trading Things season 4 and Wednesday.
Damn, and not Wednesday too. Damn.
They are on fire. And this is just one show, but
and
they invested in it. Not only that, they followed the source
Good
material.
job, Netflix.
the
Just,
service is still not profitable.
Yeah, you're right. They still in the
It,
black, which is why they stopped the code sharing or password sharing because they were trying to crack down and try to
I
make some more
mean,
profit.
they shot themselves in the foot, but they recovered from it.
yeah,
But
they're,
yeah, at the end of the day, support your hobby.
yep,
It's very simple. And look, I'm not saying I'm buying everything. I'm not. Everybody knows that. I have never had that information before. But what I did is I always prioritize what my day one game is gonna be, what my I'm gonna buy it later game gonna be, and what might I'm gonna just wait for it to come subscription service if it ever come game that's gonna be. It's all about prioritization, dude. If you truly are excited about the game, you're gonna find a way to buy it or even download it. It doesn't matter as long as you play it. Yeah, no, I said it. I said it. Did you not hear me? Okay, go ahead. No, 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 no. It's just season 4. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, I understand now. Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
I misunderstood it myself. Thank you for the clarification. But it's still doing numbers. But it's still doing numbers. It broke the curse. That's
Go
what's
ahead, One
most
Piece.
important.
I'm gonna watch it later. So it's gonna have seasons? Like it's because it's a series.
So
Is it a limited series
it
or
depends how good it does. But from the look of it, I would not be surprised if season 2 is gonna be announced soon,
okay?
cause their fan base is coming strong for this one, and for the most part, everybody is loving it. Hey, Morgan need to watch it and give her opinion about it.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it.
If you guys gonna watch it, I wanna go watch it with you guys, but depends all the time. Oh, Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Okay, very clear. Okay, I got you. Shout out to Stage for coming through. He's gonna watch WWE Payback. Yo, I would love to hear Stage thoughts on the firing of CM Punk, but that's just wrestling news related. Um, Going back to One Piece, yo, I would love to sit back and to sit through and watch with you guys. I'm gonna be quiet and have you guys enjoy it and see if you guys gonna truly enjoy it. Cause from the outside looking in, I'm curious how it's gonna be. Cause I haven't seen a single episode yet, and I do want to watch it dub with Japanese dub. Cause that's
We
my
gonna find
preferred.
the One Piece, bitch.
Um, uh, yeah. And the second one was gonna be a PlayStation Argent.
Mm.
Like what else can you
PlayStation
say?
is
They
smoking a
raised the
crack pipe.
they raised the price to such a gracious degree. Like inflation, but inflation, I don't care. You've been reporting
Oh,
numbers, breaking numbers, 50 million PlayStation 5 sales.
mm,
Like putting your games on PC,
mm.
all of that, and then you wanna hit us with a $20 price increase?
Shit,
Well,
40 if it's premium.
Morgan, I
Like
beg, not crack. They're on a hallucinogen. They're on bath salts.
That's
the
all that it's got
amount
to
of
be. Oh
the
man,
amount of people that dropped it is, I would not be surprised if PlayStation
yeah.
gonna pull a 180 and backtrack.
Like
Cause
I got it for like the year, but I'm thinking like, yo, I'm about to, I'm gonna let that shit run out. Like they crazy.
yeah,
Uh-uh.
cause
Yo, so
it's insulting.
one thing
Yes,
about the
go
PS
ahead.
Plus subscription, real quick. When I went and canceled, and it runs out October 31st. I thought it was September, but October 31st it runs out. Um, I noticed when you cancel it, even though it doesn't run out till October 31st, there are some games they have a they have a lock next to it, meaning even though you're still subscribed to PS Plus Premium, you cannot play it because you're not actively subscribed. And
Mm.
Oh
seven of
wow.
seven of those games that I saw in my list were some of the trashiest shit on the planet. And I thought it was game. I was beside myself. I was like, what the y'all saying I can't have access to this trash? Fuck y'all, get out of here. I don't care. I still have access.
Mm-mm-mm.
I still have access to like Bloodborne and all the other ones that I haven't purchased that was on the service. But man, I saw that shit, all them locks next to them trash. I was like, how you gonna lock the trash?
It makes you now question who is running PlayStation. I know Herman Holt and Jim Ryan, but it makes you question what's their end goal.
Like I don't
Cause
think I've
that's a
ever.
big fuck up,
Yeah,
in my
I don't.
opinion.
I've never seen a subscription price hike that egregious. Like that big of a jump. Like it's usually like, oh, we're going up 5, 10, $1, whatever, right? But these motherfuckers was like, now we're going up 20 and we're going up 40 if you got premium. I'm like, what? Like, and it wasn't even, we're gonna give you guys to the end of the year. We're gonna start this and we're gonna roll this out 2024. It was no, we're gonna roll this out like next week. I was like, and then they hit it at the end of the September blog post for the September games for PS Plus. I'm like, they didn't even bother to do a separate blog post explaining why they made this decision, why it's so much, the justification for the price hike, like just nothing. Just in order to continue to to secure the quality games that we've been putting in the service, we need to increase the price. I'm like, no, that's not a good enough reason, especially for me, for you to raise that price. Like so in
Especially
order to
after
keep
that
doing the
trash
same
showcase.
shit. Exactly. In order to keep doing the same shit you've been doing, you need $40 more from me. Like that don't make no sense. Like You have to prove to me why you need all that money. Like that does not fly. That I don't PlayStation. I don't even like. They didn't even bother to speak on it. I need them to speak up and say something and give gamers like a reason as to why. Maybe they're waiting for the day they do it, and they're like, "This is the day with the price increases rolling out. We wanted to give you guys a reason as to why." I don't know, but yeah, they're gonna have to prove to me. Otherwise, that shit getting cut off because. Unless I pick it up on sale on like Black Friday or something, but
If they lose you, then they lost their hardcore phase.
yeah. And the
Yeah,
classics
yeah,
aren't even good. The classics,
yeah.
the reason you would get premium for the classics, they're not even good. They're not even putting the
I have
real
a,
classics on the catalog.
I have a
Like,
question. What if they go day and date? Would you then be okay with it?
Fuck no.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
talking to Morgan now.
you talking about me?
Yeah,
No,
still no. Okay.
no.
So
They
what do
want to
you think? What do you think a reason would be justifiable enough for you for this price increase?
Shit. They're gonna have to put some better AAA games on that bitch. Like, not no damn.
Okay, so you want quality then? You want actual? So you want quality? You will pay for quality? Okay, I see you.
Yeah. I'm about to say GTA 6 better be day one on that bitch. Justify
Okay.
put some good third party games on that bitch day one or something. Like Sea of Stars is great, but it's a smaller indie studio, right? And I'm sure they were happy to receive like a bag from PlayStation. I want to see you pushing it. I want to see you get some big AAA games. Day, if not day and date, like a month, like after it releases or something. Like, come on now, you got to justify that price hike for me. Like, you getting real close to Game Pass without all the shit that they do. So I'm gonna need you to justify why. Like, why are we getting this high? Like, because you just came back from celebrating, like you said, a very successful quarter, right? All positives, right? They were profits in subscriptions, profits in the sales, profits in the sale of the console. They done sold what 40, 50 million, whatever PS5s, like all in the green. And then all of a sudden, oh, we need the money now. Just like PlayStation, like, yo, get it together. Get it together. Y'all need to stop being so silent towards your fan base. Like, let them know what's going on. Like, we already don't know what the future holds for 2024 when it comes to like first party. Like, we know some things, we know a lot about the second party and third party deals y'all got going on, but I need to know what PlayStation is cooking. And then you hit me with this, like, yo, PlayStation, y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to chill out, okay? Like,
So for the profitability, what I would like to see in order to pay that price is nothing really. And
nothing.
I say nothing. I mean, I'm not on the service to play the games. I'm actually there for the discounts. So if the discounts were like let's say 50% off, because they got the like the 10% off and the 15% off. If the discounts were better, I would pay the 160. Because that's what I do. I buy games. So I need it to be an advantage to me buying games. So if I can get a $70 game for $35 just because I'm with the subscription service, hey, that I'll pay 160 for that. But these little like 10% and 5% discounts, that's not cutting it. I don't need my stuff going day and date. That's not profitable. So I would say they would need better discounts, in order for me to pay that much that price.
Oh yeah, that's a good incentive. Better PS Plus discounts. Yeah, yeah, and make the PlayStation Stars incentive a little bit better. Make it easier
Well,
to earn points and shit in that. I think that would be better.
I've actually got I've bought so many games. I think it's like 130 something right now that I was able to get I think like 12 cards already, 12 $20 cards. So
I believe it. I believe it. The way yo ass be buying games, I believe it.
Wow. Real talk for me, I'm going with Black Friday sales. I'm not seeing. I might even just no. It depends on if they roll back or not. This might be the last year I am even subscribed to PlayStation Plus. Because I don't play online. I talk online with you guys sometimes, but most of the time I'm just on my own playing games.
I mean, you don't need that for party chat anyway, so.
I mean, yeah, so it's
And I need them to take cloud saves off the paywall.
I do
Like,
need
do
it,
need
I
to check
think,
that
for
out.
game share, right?
You said what?
you said what?
I do need it for game sharing, right?
No.
Oh,
No.
if not, then absolutely, I'm pretty sure gonna drop it then. Cause it's outrageous to degree that it's not needed. I don't care if you want to make money. Put put out games. Buy publishers that make amazing games. Invest in Japanese studios. You got JRP, you got Action Unlock, you got Cinema Action Unlock, you got Stuff Unlock. Invest in other studios now. Don't don't rely on third party. Third party is not gonna help you. Look
Sorry.
what happened with
Fuck.
uh, Call of Duty.
Yes,
Yeah,
everyone heard
Priscilla
you.
funny as fuck.
Everyone heard
Yeah.
your screaming excitement about Starfield on the podcast.
I got the hot for
I
Yeah.
mean, but that's what I like. I would love to hear her talk about how the game is.
Well, that was a rare, genuine moment of excitement, not that bullshit on Twitter where people were like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." Yeah,
Bruh,
not
if I
not
see one
that.
more fake excitement ass
But they
video,
don't care
I
about
swear.
that.
Yeah, they don't
They
care.
care about the fake hype.
Yeah, that was
They
real.
care
That was
about
real. That was real hype right there. She didn't even know y'all could hear her.
yeah, we
So there
heard
you
her,
go.
but
There
I
you
don't.
go.
I heard her and I didn't mind. I would rather have her. I would rather hear some genuine excitement than some fake ass person on Twitter hyping it while putting 1 hour in it.
Mhm.
She was a
Yep.
loner like
Priorities,
me.
priorities.
Oh my god, she's so
I'm glad
excited.
she's having a blast.
She gets to play. She
Um,
gets to play with her love interest now in the game.
Nate,
Oh my god.
what's your thoughts on the disaster that's happening with PlayStation? And do you think that's permanent or are they gonna roll it back?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna roll back shit because
Yeah, they ain't rolling shit back.
arrogant Sony is definitely back. They need to calm that shit the fuck down ASAP. Yeah, they're out their damn mind. Especially like I said at the premium tier, absolutely not. I agree with a bunch of people that said the base tier shouldn't have even been touched. Like essential, like more than 60? Oh, you absolutely fucking crazy. So yeah, I don't see nobody getting that outside of potentially like a Black Friday deal or something like that. But then, like I told Morgan, the problem with that, guess what? The sale price now was the regular price. You see what I'm
It's gonna
saying?
be the old price. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
that's the problem. Like they playing me right
So
now.
we're still getting fucked.
Well,
So what's the
exactly.
solution?
I mean,
Immigrating
the
to PC?
solution is they should have rolled that shit back. But PlayStation is definitely in the arrogant bag right now, and the solution realistically for most of us is we don't really care because we don't really play online like that. And what we'll do, in particular in my case and probably Morgan's case, we'll drop that hoe to essential potentially, or
Mhm.
whatever the base joint is,
Shit, I
or
might drop it and then only pick it up a month for a month if I need to get online for something.
yeah,
Start
exactly. So
paying monthly instead of that yearly shit.
when we pick up stuff like like Helldivers, right? Um,
Hmm.
but in my case, what I'm saying, like it's a
We gotta
twofold.
be online for that, don't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, in my case, like the good thing is like it's a savings thing for me because um I can activate it when you share. Like if Fox was gonna play with us, she would activate the PlayStation in her room as my primary, and then she would have plus access. You know what I'm saying? But in this case,
So she have it, you have it as well.
exactly wherever your home
So
console is, everybody on that console has access to it.
okay, so if Morgan access it, I can access it then as well.
Exactly.
Okay, I see you. But real talk, don't like to. I don't want to rely on something like
No,
that.
I know.
I just
But you
want
shouldn't
them.
have to, which is why
I I
we're saying
I
it's just
want
too much money.
to roll it. back. It's coming,
Yeah.
dude. One thing I wanna give PlayStation people credit for is they all, and I'm not talking about the 1 and 2 that are nobody. I say nobody in sense of nobody talk to them or they don't show gameplay. The people that play games that I know play games, they all in unison came out against this one.
Yeah, I've
And
got multiple tweets on that mess, and so does Morgan. Because people, a lot of fans and stuff always love to get on PlayStation fans. They don't, y'all just do whatever, Sony, blah blah, because they know that's what they do for Xbox. We don't do that over here. That was called out immediately and aggressively all over my timeline by multiple people who are known PlayStation fans. So no,
and
we are
even
not
the
playing that.
and even media outlets are calling them out, which is why I'm hoping a rollback.
Yeah, and
Otherwise,
nobody said they didn't understand some price increase, right? Like we get like stuff's going up, right? We're not saying we didn't expect some, but this is egregious. Like that's
yeah,
the
five
problem.
dollar, $10 maximum. Okay, we
Yeah,
get you. Inflation, all that stuff. Even though you just recorded breaking uh, monthly or
Hmm.
yearly breaking numbers, but still, I got you. But $20?
yeah. And then
It's wild.
40,
Especially
40
after
on the top
Morgan
end,
saying it.
40 on premium.
35 on the other. Like they're crazy.
And then we got a week. Like, oh, it's next. Oh, it's happening. It's happening immediately. They said.
Yep.
Not, oh, we'll
Nothing.
give you a year. Oh, no, it's happening immediately. And then there was something
Yeah,
in the blog post that said, like, if you try to, like go down a tier, like if you have premium and you saw this post and you was like, oh hell nah, and so you decided to go down a tier, they were still gonna charge your ass for,
yeah, yeah.
for like the full price or something like that. I was like, huh, what?
So, at what point do we start to say, yeah, Sony is on them? Sony is not what it used to
Sony
be.
got about one more showcase from me, like official PlayStation showcase to fuck up again before before it's they ass from at least for me.
Yeah,
Like, yo,
I'm gonna be full blown PC master race.
shit,
Yeah,
shit, they might make me PC. Oh my god, I hate to say it.
right after the
Listen,
Hey,
look,
you know, I
walk
got you
around
when
the
you
front.
ready. Hey, yep.
oh my god,
When you
shut
ready,
up.
say the word.
No,
Mm-hmm.
it's just we'll play it. Like I said, they got one more showcase, official showcase, and they better not fuck up the next one.
Mm-hmm. I told you they got people out here investing, man.
Listen, we ain't another fan base where we gonna give you about 17 chances before not actually do nothing, give you hollow ass
Exactly.
threats. No, I mean that shit.
The thing is with PlayStation is we knew that they were trying to grab a different audience. They're trying to keep their hardcore and
Mm-hmm.
attract, but
Check out these
now
casuals. Yeah.
they're spitting in the hardcore spaces now. That's what they're doing.
They're
Mm-hmm.
now losing hardcore fan base. Like, hey, I'm close to being done with PlayStation. I'm playing most of my games already on PC. Hey, if uh, if PlayStation continue doing that, hey, I'm just gonna play the first party stuff on PlayStation and the rest on PC. I never cared for trophies. Yes, I enjoyed getting them, but I'm not gonna do that over not playing a game. I'm just gonna play the game on PC. Hey,
Yep.
Persona 3 Reloaded. Hey, PC, welcome. Simple. Like, and PlayStation, you did this to yourself. You you alienated your fan base, and this is the result.
Well, like I said,
You
in a
wanted,
time when they're losing de facto exclusives that used to boost them, that are no longer exclusive. It's like now you choose the time to be arrogant. Like that is just the timing was weird.
it,
Everything was
especially
weird.
with the release of Starfield. Now, no matter how you slice it or dice it,
Well,
Starfield
yeah.
is a quote unquote big IP,
You had
and you're
that
gonna
happen. You lost Persona exclusive. You definitely lost Yakuza exclusive at this point.
That shit crazy.
Yeah,
yep.
like
That shit crazy how that flip.
yeah, like it's
Persona
crazy.
and Yakuza, like,
Yeah.
whew, man.
They also lost Final Fantasy. Apparently, Final Fantasy was
Oh
supposed
yeah,
to be a
now
multiplat.
still shaking hands with Square Enix.
Yeah. Which that might be next on the chopping block. So I'm like, you choose right
Mm-hmm.
now to be arrogant when you need to be doubling down, working extra hard
Mm-hmm.
for that money,
Like
and y'all
fuck
out here
these price
wilding.
hikes, my guy. Like exactly, where are these? So you need to be securing. You need to be making sure your third party partners are gonna stay that way. Like
Exactly.
that's the
Is
shit
it
you need to be focused on, not Microsoft coming through undercutting and then buying studios and publishers out from under you,
well?
and now you looking stupid in the face.
Yep.
Apparently, from the look of it, it seems that Microsoft have more JRPGs, not JRPG, but like Japanese game than PlayStation themselves. Like Microsoft own Hi-Fi Rush, no matter how you slice it or dice it. That's a Microsoft
Well,
IP
because
now.
that's the lack of investment PlayStation has put into Japan, and even
Precisely.
that's why I said they keep saying no, we haven't given up on it, and so on and so forth. And
Yeah,
I keep
all
telling
words.
Jim, yeah, I was like, yo, I don't want to hear you talk about it, bro. Like, I want to see the results. Like, show me that you actually have put in that work. I want to see, you know what I'm saying, these games that
Mm-hmm.
you're telling me that you're working with these partners in Japan on, not just Final
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy, because that ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that
Hopefully, we'll
yeah,
see some of that at the Tokyo Game Show.
exactly. You got
See,
TGS
because
coming
they're
up
gonna be there.
shortly. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's time to like
I better see some shit because the Xbox is gonna be there too, right? So I'm sure if they've, since they announced their official partnership with Square, I wouldn't be surprised if they have like a Square game that they announce or like an older Square game that's coming to that was previously on PlayStation that's coming to Xbox. They
yeah.
announced at the Tokyo Game Show. So they better come and bring it. Like they better show like, look, Xboxes, they're increasing their footing here in Japan, but don't
Mm-hmm.
worry, we still Japan is still PlayStation Nation. Like you listen, y'all better. Microsoft is letting it know they're making moves out here.
Yeah,
Every
like I
week
said,
they're somewhere else,
I
shaking
mean,
somebody else's hand, making a deal. Like
they're out here
they.
stepping on their territory quite
Mhm.
easily, you know what I'm saying? And it's like y'all look like y'all not putting up much of a fight. Yeah, like
Right,
PlayStation
yeah, I
is in a
keep
good
like, oh,
position
that's fine.
right now, but it's like we keep saying like we've never had to that's the thing I think people are getting confused on Twitter and social media when they're like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
like PlayStation is this or PlayStation always been okay at this. And I'm like, no, but you've never had to ask what was the pipeline for PlayStation. You never had to ask
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we've
What's
always
next?
gotten the
Yeah,
showcase and we've always
yeah.
known 2 to 3 years out. I think a lot of people forget how long before like how long before we knew like Ghost of Tsushima and all that stuff was announced versus when it was put
Man,
out, right?
that was a great E3 when
Yeah,
they
that was an
announced Ghost of
amazing
Tsushima.
E3. But again,
So I have
they
a
gave us
That
question.
flute
games
man
in
came out. People were like, "What the
stagnation.
who the hell is that?" He was on the stage playing that flute. They were like, "Huh?"
Exactly.
Then all of a sudden, you see the pedals on the screen. People are like, well, "What the hell is this?" And then you see this samurai looking ass motherfucker walk on. They're like, "Oh shit!" He
Hmm.
starts cutting them down. Oh my god.
So clearly, Jim Ryan is not doing good work, but money-wise, he is.
Yeah, because that's at the end of the day, that's all them suits care about.
But
Like
he is
them prize.
losing his hardcore fan base.
Well, you're losing
How
ground.
long?
You're doing good, but you're losing ground. Like at the same
Well,
Yes. So
time.
my question becomes: this is for me. This is genuinely. I seen a report that PlayStation is subjected to stay as a market leader until 2025, and then from there we see what's up. I believe if they don't roll this one back, this could have a much bigger
Well,
implication.
roll it, whether they roll it back or damage is done. Um, and I say that with the arrogance and how who are you? Fuck you. Like you said, if it was $1, $2, maybe even 5 or 10, people
Yeah.
would have accepted it. But the damn people are looking at them sideways, like, oh, we see how it is now. So and jumping ship. I
mm-hmm.
mean, the projections for 2025 that's what they are, projections. They need to
Mm-hmm.
hit that duration point where shit starts to turn and go south. And like I said, that graph is there. Fuck around and find out. They speeding that up.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about PlayStation. PlayStation, they'll be like, they'll have a great period and then they'll fall off, but then they have that little redemption arc, and they're like, okay, we're back in the golden era again, but then they'll fall off and they'll come back.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, how many times you gonna have to learn this lesson before y'all just stay up high and not have to go south before you get your shit back together again? Like, I feel like they just testing the water to see how much will take before the dam breaks. And I'm just like, Sony, listen, I love your games, and that's what keeps me coming back. But if you don't let me know what's coming down the horizon, like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you got to give me a reason to stay on this.
Give me a reason.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a PlayStation fan, but I'm a gamer first, boo. Like, I need you. You don't have to give me games. Like,
exactly.
You got to give me what exactly I want. Like, and if I don't know. Like, you could, I mean, for all I know, you could have 13 games, ready to show down the pipeline or whatever. But I don't know that. I'm not there. I'm not behind the scenes with you guys.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
We're not gonna do that Xbox speculation thing where we're like, no, we know the games are coming.
We know. They have 17 to 28 games. Like, listen, I speculate all damn day. Okay, like, speculate these nuts. All right, I need definitive ass. Okay, I need them to announce it. We have this. We have that. This studio's making this. This studio's playing on that. Like, I'm aware that studios are working. Like, we all know that. Like, they're all busy making games. But I need something definitive, something I can hold on to. And Naughty Dog, my God, where the hell is Factions?
Yep. I was just about to say
you
Factions.
were supposed to get a update of this game this year. That's what we were promised last year.
We were.
And we have not gotten zilch. Nada. Nothing. Like, little hints from Neil in random interviews from HBO talking about, oh, yeah, we're going to do Last of Us 3, or you're working on another project. No, that don't count. That does not count for me. I need a fucking trailer. Okay? And better than that, I need fucking gameplay. And I need a date. Or a release window, something, anything. Like, my God, if I get one more fucking picture of concept art, I'm gonna pull my fucking hair out. Okay, I don't care about the concept. I know y'all niggas can draw. That's not. I don't need proof of that. Like, show me what I'm gonna be playing. Show me where is how far are we? I understand Bungie or whatever went there and was like, this ain't good. Or like, because I feel like if they went in there and saw, okay, you guys made a good multiplayer, but you didn't make a good live service game. Like, this isn't gonna have people coming back. Like, y'all are basing this on like what Factions used to be back when multiplayer used to be that, but y'all have to update to what multiplayer is now, I guess. But I still need an update. I don't care about that. Let us know. Stop keeping us in the dark and being like, oh wait, y'all remember that we were supposed to tell y'all something? Oh, damn. Well, anyway, let's distract you with this new merch. I don't care. Like, yo, give me an update. These studios need to say something. Like, it's getting to the point where I'm just getting very irritated.
Yeah. With that being said, I hope that they roll it back, cause everyone under the sun have called out the fuckery. And yeah, but that's about it. So for Final Fantasy 16, very quick, there's an update for it. There are two main parts of the update. A new weapon skin feature for Clive, basically, okay. Alternative outfit for Clive jail and Turgle, okay. Basically fodder, nothing than that. I'm waiting. Maybe they do DLC, then I'm gonna come back in. With that being said, let's get to the outro. We're gonna go with the late one. Viper, where people can find you?
Viper Reaps Corner on YouTube and at Reap Viper on Twitter. Slithering back to my corner. I know I came in a little late, but have things going on.
It's all good. We're just happy you're here.
Morgan, where people can find you?
People can find me on Twitter because I'm not gonna call it that new name. I refuse. It's always gonna be Twitter.
Me neither.
At Chill Bandit. Thank you guys for coming out. It's good topics, good discussion as always. Weeb's not here, so I got to give it, Otter Nation But you know,
No, 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 no,
hopefully,
no, no. He lost that. He lost that privilege when he
oh,
showed
not
to
lost
not
the
be
privilege.
here tonight. No,
Oh
this
man, no,
week,
I got you beat.
no other nation.
What? Nah, nah,
We always
nah.
do it
Don't
when
Hey,
do
we
that.
always do
if
it when the
you
girls aren't here.
if you
Yo,
respect other nations that much, where you
Otter
at?
Nation. Okay,
Where you
listen.
at? Your leader is not here to save
oh,
you. So no
oh
other nations this
man, not
week.
the leader's not
The
here.
leader.
Oh man, but you know, hopefully, you know, we'll come back. We'll have some more, hopefully, positive topics to talk about. You know, some games, some good feedback on maybe. I'm not expecting an 8 to be done with Starfield or anything like that, but maybe some Sea of Stars.
Maybe
Who
be done with
knows?
your start, both of us, all of us,
Yeah,
so
that's
we
what I'm
can
hoping.
talk about it. Cause I do want to talk about spoilers.
Oh yeah,
Cause yeah.
but yeah, thanks for coming, everybody.
As for me, people can find me @Caraba_Job on Twitter, and Vitamin G podcast every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have to. We had a random announcement on. Wario just announced there's 2 paid DLCs coming for Final Fantasy 16,
What?
and yeah, and the PC version of Final Fantasy 16 is in development, officially announced, and then more PC port and DLC news at the end of the year.
Okay, so you already know. We're gonna play that 16 DLC. Don't tweet.
Yes, 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 and yes, I'm glad.
Precisely.
Let's go, baby.
That's how it is. See how that's how simple it is. You give
Mm-hmm.
us content, we play them. I don't need to watch a review. I don't need to watch a Metacritic score. I don't need
Oh
to
yeah,
do
we
jack
about to be in there
shit.
like swimwear. I hope we get some good ass DLC too. Let's go, baby.
Precisely. Give us new skills. Give us new skills. Give us new classes to play with. Have us the ability to become a dragoon.
Yeah.
Or
So yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna say first and foremost, this better not be no tinky winky ass DLC.
What do
Like
you mean,
Right.
take a winky?
Like little cosmetics or some shit.
yeah, like this better not be
What?
tinky winky mean like small. Like this better
Oh
be
yeah, no,
like
we
an
don't need that.
expansion level. Like
Mm-hmm.
holy shit, like you said,
Cyberpunk,
yeah, like cyberpunk type shit.
Yeah.
Like all that
like
shit we were
Forbidden
complaining
West.
about. Exactly. Like I want
Mm-hmm.
something
The new
substantial,
systems. Mm-hmm.
new systems, maybe them editing the button like I said before where I press R2 and now X is a pressable button, you know what I'm saying, giving me more combo possibilities. Like I want some serious expansion to this, man. Like they better go in. Like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, and Nate, where people can find you?
yeah, man, on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, at the real Nate. Also, you know what I'm saying, out in the Starfield as a Nate, you know, killing, stealing, you know what I'm saying, and being a general, you know, good citizen, rescuing, you know, many starships from people who don't take care of them. Um, but yeah, again, out here playing these games, man, unlike some of these people who clearly are not.
Shout out to you, and shout out to you for
Ooh.
hosting the show. And with that being said, see you next week.
Bye.
Peace.